The old man glares with bloodshot eyes, blowing smoke as he yells at them. Who? The local authorities, you idiots! Call the freaking cops! Their jaws hit the floor, completely confused. The old man just keeps going. We live in a society of laws now, kids. Even if that guy is a level 3 psychic master, he cannot just murder people in broad daylight, right? Tang Mao Lin grabs his head, grinding his teeth. Bro, if calling the cops actually worked, why would I even be hiding here? Suddenly, a village dude bursts into the room, screaming his lungs out. Village chief. An outsider just showed up. Hearing that, the three of them instantly think the level 3 psycho tracked them down. Pure, unadulterated panic drops over all their faces. Meanwhile, just outside the village, Lu Sheng is chilling, checking his map while walking up the stairs. Spotting the wooden walls and a few random people walking around, our boy wonders, is this really the village marked on the map? Looks pretty dead to me. Thwack! Out of nowhere, a throwing dart shoots right at him, but he effortlessly dodges it like a total boss, letting it slam right into the tree behind him. A dude gripping a dart glares at him on high alert. Hey, who the heck are you? How did you even find this place? Lu Sheng stays dead silent, his eyes turning razor-sharp like he is about to absolutely wreck the guy. But suddenly, little Nam pops her head out. Oh, big brother. Nam literally launches herself into Lu Sheng's arms, super hyped. Big brother, you came to Grandpa's house just to play with me, right? This catches him totally off guard. Right then, Nam's parents, Mao Lin and Manhwa, rush out with the old man. Seeing him, they let out a massive sigh of relief. Oh, it is just that kid. Thank goodness. The old man looks at them, super surprised. Oh, you guys know each other? Tang Mao Lin steps up. Kid, why are you out here? Lu Sheng quickly plays it cool. I hated the tour group vibe, so I hiked the mountain alone. Got super lost, wandered around for a bit, and somehow ended up right here. Big brother Tang, did you guys also get lost and end up here? Mao Lin happily replies back. Ha ha, no way. This is actually my wife's hometown. We come back to visit every single year. This time we just tagged along with that tour group for convenience. Ah, makes sense. Lu Sheng nods at the answer, not asking any more questions, playing it totally cool. The old man eyes him up and chuckles. You have got a pure look in your eyes. I like that. Welcome to the real Xianlin village, kid. That dude with the dart from earlier? Now realizing they are all friends, he slaps Lu Sheng on the shoulder. Oh man, so we are all practically family here. I am seriously so sorry, bro. I totally overreacted back there. You actually showed up at the perfect time, right when Big Sister's family got back. Just wait, I am going to personally hunt down some wild beasts for you. A city boy like you has absolutely never tasted anything this insanely good before. Haha, you bet. Thanks a lot. Lu Sheng completely brushes off the whole dart incident. Suddenly, a sweet old lady walks up. Young man, want to buy some handmade crafts? No, I am good, thank you. But inside, our boy is running the math. This Xianlin village is definitely not your average tourist trap. Just looking at that family, psychic masters are supposed to be super rare, right? But this random hidden village somehow has 3 of them just hanging out. Plus, that old man is at peak level 2. Holding little Nam in his arms, Lu Sheng just shakes his head, letting out a heavy, tired sigh. Since they are psychic masters, they definitely know exactly how valuable that silver silk is. How the heck am I supposed to even bring that up? Am I seriously supposed to threaten this entire cute family just to level up my own strength? Yeah, no, that is a terrible idea. Suddenly, little Nam looks super bummed out. Big brother, we cannot play ball together anymore. I completely lost my ball. Lu Sheng looks at her, asking in a super gentle voice. Huh? Gone? I got you. Before Lu Sheng could even finish talking, his radar pinged. Something huge was coming. Okay, grab your popcorn. Our guy senses Zheng Dandan and Lin Sisan nearby. Like, are they on some weird vacation too? Feeling something totally sus, he channels pure spirit power straight into his eyes to check out the drama. Nope, wrong. It is not just those two. Little Nam Nam spins around, pointing her tiny finger. Hey, a ball! That is my ball right there! The ball rolls right up to Lu Sheng. He smirks and goes, oh, wow. Did not expect you guys to crash this creepy, deserted forest. Zheng Dandan and Lin Sisan spot him, but they can only muffle awkward grunts, basically frantically waving at our clueless dude to run for his life. Some massive, beefy dude is literally carrying them like sacks of potatoes. Leading the charge, the infamous Wu Shijing. He smirks like a total villain. You guys really wasted a ton of our time. Tang Maolin and the old man start sweating bullets. Is this the massive headache you two brought? Big yikes. Things just went completely south. Looking at Wu Shijing's insane power flex, even the old man is low-key terrified. Bro is not just a level 3 spirit master. He is at the absolute peak of level 3. Striking a dramatic combat pose, he frantically yells at Tang Maolin. Maolin, grab the kid and get the village folks out of here, right now. Dozens of flying darts zoom straight at Wu Shijing under the old man's control. But this villain? He does not even care to look. With one sassy flick of his wrist, the darts freeze in midair. A sneak attack? He mocks the old man. Is this cheap parlor trick seriously all you got? Or is this fossil supposed to be your backup? Tang Malin and the old man literally drop their jaws as this guy ruthlessly clowns on them. Ugh, that pathetic excuse for spirit power is an absolute insult to the very title of Spirit Master. Hearing this savage roast, the village chief gets incredibly furious. Wu Shijing struts toward them, gathering this super edgy purple smoke around himself, and goes, "Whatever, never mind. Today, I am going to totally shatter every single piece of your hope. Let me make you taste what real, absolute despair actually feels like." Knowing he is totally out of options, Tang Maolin decides to go all out. He aggressively flexes, gearing up for a desperate boss fight. "Wu Xijing, I am taking you down." Tang Maolin desperately channels his power, telekinetically chucking these heavy iron cannonballs straight at the smug villain's face. Facing a literal storm of iron, Wu Shijing does not even flinch. He just casually stands there, arms crossed, watching them like a bored moviegoer. Then, with a lazy wave of his hand, a massive web of spider silk effortlessly slices those iron cannonballs into tiny metal confetti. The pieces patter harmlessly around his feet. Malin is totally shook. Like, what? His rock-solid iron cannonballs did not even leave a scratch on this guy? Wu Shijing picks up a metal chunk and laughs right in his face. Flexing solid iron weapons against me? You are kidding, right? You literally have zero clue who you are messing with. Reaching out, he blasts a flurry of silk threads, tightly binding everyone up in seconds. Manhwa panics, desperately trying to reach little Nom Nom, who is crying out for her mom. Total failure. Malin furiously screams, "Wu Shijing, just come at me instead. Bullying innocent women makes you feel tough, huh?" But Wu Shijing just laughs like an absolute maniac. Haha, knocking on death's door and still acting like a tough guy? He brutally twists his hand, pulling the silk threads tight. The bindings crush into Maolin and the old man, making them groan in agonizing pain. This villain is ruthless. Wu Shijing glares over at Zheng Dandan and Lin Sisan, eagerly spilling his super messed up master plan. Originally, I was just gonna off these two girls and easily frame you for it. The space is completely covered in his weird spider webs. Now, you and I are about to hear something crazy. He says, "Did not expect this isolated spot to be so perfect. Now I can take my sweet time." Licking his lips like a total creep, he stares straight at little Nam Nam. "I will sort you out. Oh, do not you worry about a thing. I will even save you a cup of wine made from your precious daughter." Then he cackles like an absolute lunatic, while poor little Nom Nom just shivers in pure, unadulterated terror. Dude is seriously sick in the head. Tang Malin realizes what he means, some twisted dark magic turning humans into wine jugs. "You absolute sick animal," he yells in pure disgust. Malin's blood is boiling right now. He strains against the silk, violently trying to break free, but it is totally hopeless struggling. Wu Shijing laughs like a proud troll. Haha, yes, that exact expression. Lin Sisan watches this whole nightmare unfold, her eyes completely brimming with terrified tears. She despairs, thinking, game over. He is a peak level 3 spirit master. We are literally going to die on this stupid Oxhead Mountain today. Right now, she is super regretting her life choices. Coming here to blow off steam was the worst idea ever. Zheng Dandan stares at Lu Sheng just standing there. She refuses to accept it. Are we seriously all gonna die here? So not cool. She is fuming. Lu Sheng, maybe catch you in the next life. Meanwhile, Wu Shijing barks an order at his two beefy henchmen. Hurry up, drag those girls over here right now. Following orders, those two giant goons just ruthlessly drop Zheng Dandan and her friend into the dirt. They swagger forward, heading straight for little Nam Nam. The poor girl trembles, helplessly staring up at these two massive thugs closing in. Watch closely, folks. At the most critical moment, Lu Sheng finally acts, totally severing Wu Shijing's spiderwebs with one epic strike. The villain is completely dumbfounded. How did my thick silver spiderwebs just break? Lu Sheng casually keeps using his spirit power, snapping the rest of those threads like nothing. Free at last, Nom Nom runs over and hugs Lu Sheng's arm. I can move. Big brother, please hurry and save my parents and everyone else. The two bulky thugs get furious and charge at him, yelling, hand her over. But guess what, do you really think he will back down? Lu Sheng just smirks like an absolute boss. Zero fear. He gifts each thug a single, casual punch, literally sending those massive dudes flying backwards. Wu Shijing is totally shocked. What the heck is happening? Are you a level 5 martial artist? But after asking, he immediately doubts himself, just looking at our hero's skinny, nerdy vibe. The villain actually sneers. No way. He looks completely weak, zero aura, zero internal energy. He can't possibly be a level 5 expert. How on earth did you do that? He spins up his freaky spider webs again, mocking them. Did you really snap my heavy silver webs earlier? Tang Maolin, is this little brat actually your real secret weapon? Yeah, you and I know this guy has no clue. Maolin is totally clueless, just standing there and letting out a super confused, huh? Meanwhile, our spider freak stays hopelessly overconfident. Without an aura shield, you're literally just some random kid who happens to have a tiny bit of superhuman strength. My heavy silver webs will easily slice right through your squishy little body like a hot knife through soft butter. Honestly, I absolutely cannot wait to hear your pathetic, super miserable screams. Seriously, bro is reaching peak villain delusion here. Lu Sheng confidently holds little Nanan. Don't worry, I got this. Then he drops the coldest response on Wu Shijing. Go ahead, you can try it. Wu Shijing absolutely loses his mind, waving his arms to launch a massive attack. You arrogant fool. A giant freaky spider blasts straight at Lu Sheng. But our guy literally just raises one hand, and boom, the giant spider gets instantly ripped to shreds. The villain's jaw drops. Mastery? Mastery tier martial arts? Lin Shishin hears this and looks up totally shocked. Mastery tier martial arts? What on earth is the mastery tier? Absolute control with just one hand. Oh my god, she had only heard legends about that insane tier, a level that totally leaves normal mortals in the dust. It's basically god-level power. Wu Shijing's face turns completely dark, standing totally frozen as his brain short-circuits. How is this even possible? How? Are you done talking? Before the villain can even process the shock, Lu Sheng literally grabs his webs and violently yanks the guy right toward him. Getting dragged through the air, Wu Shijing is totally freaking out in pure confusion. Why can this kid magically control my own heavy silver spider webs? This is insane. Curse you! Seeing zero chance of winning, he makes a psycho move, deciding to self-destruct his mental energy. If I'm dying, you're all coming with me. His body quickly swells up, flying aggressively right toward Lu Sheng's face. The village chief panics, screaming, "Oh no, he's trying to blow up his mental core. If that hits, everyone here will die from a total brain meltdown." Zheng Dandan looks at Lu Sheng, literal tears in her eyes. Lu Sheng, what do we do? Facing a literal human bomb, Lu Sheng doesn't even flinch. He just smirks with ultimate disrespect. I gotta say, man, your mental power is actually pitifully small. It's almost sad. Then Lu Sheng's aura explodes massive, effortlessly trapping the guy inside a giant energy palm. Boom! Lu Sheng just squeezes his hand, directly crushing the villain until he totally pops. Honestly, Wu Shijing was just a complete and utter piece of trash. He completely collapses in front of Lu Sheng and vanishes. What an idiot, bringing absolute doom upon himself. And poor little Nanan just witnessed that unbelievably brutal high-level destruction. Then our boy Lu Sheng casually scoops up the leftover threads, nodding in approval. Hey, this is some pretty nice loot. Finally, Zheng Dandan and Lin Shishan can breathe again, their faces completely drained from pure pain and sheer terror. The awesome weapons are quickly snatched up and retrieved by Lu Sheng. Mental master weapons crafted from heavy silver. Just scraping these together makes a super solid temporary gear set. Nanan is absolutely thrilled, tightly hugging Lu Sheng to cheer for her hero. Wow, big brother. You're so incredibly awesome. Thank you for saving everyone. And our overpowered guy? He just gently replies, yeah, it was nothing. Tang Maolin and the village chief finally let out huge sighs of relief. Maolin whispers that Lu Sheng's martial arts power was already horrifying, but his mental strength is just straight-up nightmare fuel. The shocked village chief shakes his head, sighing. How old is that crazy kid anyway? He literally looks like a normal high schooler. He furiously praises Lu Sheng hitting level 5 martial arts strength at just 17 or 18 years old. Having mastery tier martial arts at that age is already completely monstrous. But his mental power casually and effortlessly crushed a level 3 freak like Wu Shijing. Honestly, it really just proves that insane, god-tier legends are truly born from generation to generation. Our nation is about to witness a true dragon rising. Lin Shishan is still utterly dumbfounded. How on earth does Lu Sheng have such ridiculously broken strength? Wasn't he just a useless, lazy trash bin? Zheng Dandan looks at her totally stunned friend and just flashes a knowing, awkward smile. Lu Sheng is insanely handsome and ridiculously overpowered. Turns out, he's the actual hidden genius. Thank God I totally guessed right about him. Haha, nailed it! Tang Maolin clutches his injured arm and awkwardly steps up to Lu Sheng, having a total internal crisis. How do I even address this god now? He nervously stammers. Mr. Lu, this time I truly. Seeing Tang Maolin acting so ridiculously polite, Lu Sheng just casually waves it off, smiling. Come on, Brother Tang. I just conveniently swatted away some psycho who didn't value his own life. Seriously, no need to thank me. Suddenly remembering the heavy silver mine, Lu Sheng adds, speaking of which, there is actually one huge favor I need from you guys. Before even hearing what insane task he needs done, Tang Maolin locks in with total dedication and quickly replies, don't you worry about a thing. I will absolutely give it my absolute best shot. All right, fast forward with me. 3 hours later on the bus, Lu Sheng stares out the window, happily thinking. The main goal for this crazy Oxhead Mountain trip? Officially accomplished. He looks super relieved and incredibly satisfied, tossing the entire headache of managing the heavy silver directly into Tang Maolin's totally capable hands. That guy literally passed the official level 2 mental master exams. So yeah, he's definitely got the underground connections to easily fence this massive stash of precious heavy silver. Next up on the agenda, time to go register for the mental master exams himself. Lu Sheng happily stares down at Wu Shijing's heavy silver webs with a massive grin. Plus, scoring a totally unexpected heavy silver mental weapon? That's easily 4 to 5 solid kilos of pure, shiny profit right in his pocket. Honestly, what an absolutely wild surprise. Meanwhile, Lin Shishan nervously peeks at Lu Sheng, totally stunned. Who knew our guy's power level was actually this incredibly broken? Without him, I would totally be dead meat on Oxhead Mountain, Zheng Dandan realized. She turned to our overpowered boy Lu Sheng. So, where are you heading off to next? He answered honestly. The capital. The Spirit Master Association is out there, and I have some epic business to handle. Hearing that, Lin Shishan was totally shocked, but Zheng Dandan's eyes lit up like fireworks. The capital? What a wild coincidence. We're heading there too, so we can totally crash together. Lu Sheng just gave her this awkward, tight-lipped smile. Aren't you two students at Dongning Martial Arts University? Why go to the capital instead of heading back to Dongning Province? Busted! Zheng Dandan completely froze up, leaving Lin Shishan literally speechless at her friend's terrible lying skills. Sighing dramatically, Lin Shishan jumped in to save her bestie. Dandan's family actually lives in the capital. Before she even went to Oxhead Mountain, she told me she was planning to visit home while we were out. Grabbing onto that excuse like a total lifeline, Dandan nodded frantically. Yeah, exactly, right. I just wanted to go home and visit my folks. Lu Sheng didn't overthink it and just casually agreed. All right, let's go together then. I actually have zero clue how to navigate the capital. I can ask you for directions. Dandan giggled like a total fangirl. Hey, no problem at all. You can even just live at my house. While Dandan kept chattering away at lightning speed, our guy Lu Sheng mentally sighed. Phew, what on earth am I actually getting myself into right now? Am I really about to start dating her? Whatever. I have way too much epic stuff to handle. Once we hit the capital, I am so out of here. Suddenly, his phone started ringing off the hook. Lu Sheng picked it up. Hello? On the other end, Dong Qingshui's sharp voice answered right back. Lu Sheng, it is Dong Qingshu. Recognizing her immediately, he replied, Hello, Instructor Dong. What's up? Do you need me for some top-secret mission? Frowning, Dong Qingshui dropped a major bomb. The Qiming General Star selection is starting early. Where exactly are you right now? I am coming to pick you up immediately. Lu Sheng was totally caught off guard but answered smoothly. Starting early? All right then. I'm actually almost at the capital's main passenger transit station. Hearing that, she locked it in. Perfect. I will be there in about 15 minutes. Wait right there for me. All right, you and I both know things are about to get chaotic. At the capital's bus station, the trio walked out together. Lu Sheng casually broke the news. Something just came up, so I am not going into the capital anymore. Let's just split up right here, guys. Dandan instantly looked super depressed. She whined loudly. Where are you going then? I can call a car for you. Suddenly, the whole crowd went wild, jaws literally dropping to the floor in pure shock. Holy crap, look, it is the Emperor's heart from the Lion Nation, and it's the brand new model. Oh my god, it's real. Rich people live so crazy. A wildly expensive luxury car pulled up exactly where Dandan was standing. A girl sprinted over, hugging Dandan like crazy while screaming, Dandan, Dandan, you finally came back home! Seeing the hyper girl, Dandan was super surprised. Wenhui, how did you guys get here so fast? A blonde dude in the driver's seat smirked. Hey Dandan, long time no see. You're looking even prettier than before. Are those guys your friends or what? Introduce us. Wait, why is he even here? Dandan totally frowned, completely annoyed by this blonde guy, but she reluctantly did the introductions anyway. This is Lin Shishan, my absolute best friend from Dongning Martial Arts University. She is a level 2 martial artist. Lin Shishan just gave a cool, slight nod. After introducing Lin Shishan, Dandan nervously pointed at our main guy, Lu Sheng. And this is Lu Sheng. I met him during our little trip to Oxhead Mountain, just a good friend. Honestly, she thought, Lu Sheng is wrapped in way too many dark secrets. Now that I think about it, I barely understand him at all. The blonde dude glared at Dandan and Lu Sheng, clearly reeking of bitter, absolute jealousy. Wenhui excitedly bounced over to shake Lin Shishan's hand. Wow, a level 2 martial artist? That is so incredibly badass. Nice to meet you. I'm also Dandan's super good friend. My name is Zi Wenhui. Seeing this, the blonde guy totally had to butt in, and I am Sao Mingliang. Since you are Dandan's friend, you're my friend now too. You must be dead tired from the trip, so get in the car. I'll drive you girls back to the capital and then take you out shopping. Classic arrogant rich kid move. Suddenly, Dandan cut him off. Hold up, your fancy car only has 4 seats. We will just catch our own ride back. Lu Sheng quickly waved them off. No need to worry. My ride is showing up soon, it's totally fine. Wenhui immediately started trying to convince Dandan to stay. What the heck is going on, Wenhui thought. He is literally just some random guy she met on a tourist trip. Why is she treating him like royalty? We are her actual friends. Wait a second. Does she actually have a massive crush on this guy? We have tons of handsome guys around us, right? Then, Cao Mingliang whipped out his thick wallet, speaking with the most obnoxious, questionable tone you could ever imagine. My bad. I completely forgot to think this through. Anyone lucky enough to know our Dandan shouldn't be treated poorly. We can't just leave him stranded. He literally held out a fat stack of cash. Here, is this enough for you? Take the money and catch a cab yourself. Dandan scowled, absolutely furious, and yelled at them. You two, what the hell do you think you are doing? Seeing her explode, Lu Sheng gently patted her shoulder to calm her down. It is fine, really. I already told you my ride is coming. Suddenly, a massive gust of wind roared out of nowhere, blowing Cao Mingliang's arrogant cash everywhere. Lu Sheng grinned. My ride is here. Now watch this, guys. Out of the sky, a massive military helicopter descended, leaving absolutely everyone staring in pure, unfiltered shock. What the actual heck? Dong Sui stood at the chopper door, looking ice cold. Hurry up and get in. We cannot land in this street. This entire scene was so incredibly badass, it was practically illegal. Yeah, coming, Lu Sheng answered, effortlessly leaping high into the air and grabbing the rope ladder. Everyone's jaws literally dropped to the floor. Wait, is he actually taking the Eastern Military Region's jet? Meanwhile, our guy Lu Sheng just turns and gives them the most casual little wave. All right, folks, stick with me here. Just like that, the military helicopter lifts off, leaving everyone completely speechless. The blonde girl gasps out loud. Holy crap, you have got to call this guy a literal street god. Meanwhile, the other dude is just sweating bullets. Seriously, our boy gives off the exact same chaotic energy as a middle-aged auntie rolling up on a rusty bicycle and buying an entire luxury apartment complex in one single swipe. Dao Mingliang is completely frozen in place. He aggressively stammers, Dandan, who the heck is your friend? Zheng Dandan just glares at him, clearly super annoyed. Then, she aggressively loops her arm through Lin Zishan's and drags her away. Zishan, let's just catch a ride back to Liang City. And yeah, my bad guys, they are heading to Liang City, not the capital. Totally messed that up earlier. Dandan stomps off fuming with absolute rage, leaving the other two standing there looking incredibly stupid. Up above, the military chopper is flying insanely fast over a dense maze of buildings. Lounging inside, Lu Sheng stares down at the crazy view and says, You know, this is actually my first time riding a chopper. Everything down there straight up looks like a tiny little Lego toy town. Dong Sui smiles and asks, You like it? If you do, you should totally join our Eastern Military District when you get the chance. Our boy Lu Sheng, completely oblivious, just drops the most hilarious line ever. Oh, I totally thought you were going to offer me a free helicopter. Qing Shui leans right into his face and snaps. Do you seriously think you are dreaming right now? I literally meant you could ride one every single day. If you eventually reach Grandmaster level and become a Major General, the Eastern District will straight up prepare your very own private luxury chopper. Dong Qing Shui frowns, secretly thinking to herself, this crazy kid actually got stronger again. I seriously cannot read his power level at all anymore. Snapping back to reality, she tells Lu Sheng, All right, let us talk serious business. 3 days ago, every single provincial training camp across the Eastern District officially wrapped up. The final candidates are officially locked in, and I checked their files. Her expression turns dead serious. The competitors in this batch are way more terrifying than any previous generation. Qin Shaojun grabs the stack of files and smirks. If it was not for you, I would seriously have to step up and fight. Over 80% are gifted martial artists. We are talking an elemental control user, plus some absolute freak who already passed the second-tier spirit reader exam. There are over 20 total geniuses at tier 3 or higher. And the cherry on top? One absolute monster sitting at tier 4 strength. Lu Sheng listens without a single worry. He just gives a painfully casual "oh." Dong Qingshui smiles bitterly and sighs. Hearing about how ridiculously strong those guys are, do you really feel absolutely nothing? Lu Sheng slaps on the fakest shocked expression ever. Wow, so crazy. I am literally trembling with fear right now. Xiaojun points right at him and laughs. Hey kid, you look incredibly fake right now. I completely knew it. For an absolute freak of nature like you, no matter how terrifying the other competitors are, you literally would not feel a single thing anyway. Qing Shui, just tell him about the massive rewards already. The second he hears the word rewards, Lu Sheng's eyes light up like stars, his whole vibe shifting to maximum excitement. Qing Shui starts explaining the deal. I totally knew you would be interested in this part. Now pay attention, guys. This year's selection is super special. The Eastern District bosses are coming to watch personally. No more boring tournament brackets for us to watch. Both of them suddenly look dead serious. Instead, you will be thrown into actual live combat against alien beasts. Hearing this, Lu Sheng stares incredibly intensely at his own hand. Alien beasts? He wonders. Those things are the absolute worst enemies of our current world, literally pouring out from dimensional cracks in the earth and sky. Their overwhelming power is completely endless and unmatched. Even though humanity throws countless elite fighters into the meat grinder every single year, they still cannot stop our living space from being brutally ripped away from us, inch by inch. Lu Sheng finally cuts to the chase, speaking dead seriously. I definitely did not expect the military to throw students at alien beasts this early. The current battlefield situation must be looking pretty dark right now. Seeing that he actually gets it, Qing Shui nods. Exactly. All the top experts in the nation are desperately trying to break this deadlock. So, the absolute higher-ups finally decided. For ridiculous future geniuses, exactly like you guys, who actually have an incredibly high success rate, they will absolutely no longer use the soft, gentle training methods of the past. Instead, they are throwing you out there to feel the pure pressure, forcing you to turn it into martial arts motivation. Lu Sheng sits there, listening closely as Qing Shui continues. To quote some famous big shot, only true blood and raging fire can ever forge an absolute top-tier martial arts expert. Do not just complain about the selection getting incredibly hard, because the reward pool just got a massive, ridiculous upgrade too. Lu Sheng lets out a super interested "oh." Alright, hit me with it. If you break into the top 10, you snag a pure portion of alien beast blood. Top 3, you get to soak directly inside the beast blood pool. And if you take first place, you enter the legendary beast marrow pool. Hearing all this, our boy Lu Sheng gets understandably confused. Beast blood? Beast marrow? Why does that sound so incredibly gross? Qing Shui quickly explains, it is literally a massive, concentrated energy extract ripped straight from an alien beast's body. Way better than that basic beast meat you ate back at camp. That meat was just the absolute most basic processing possible. Beast blood is directly extracted straight from the cellular fluid of the monsters. Okay, get this. The grand prize is literal alien spinal marrow. The eastern region isn't playing around, they're handing out juice from level 4 beasts and up. This is honestly totally unheard of. Qin Xiaojun practically jumps out of his seat. He explains that anyone hitting the top 10 gets some alien blood, maybe a few hundred milliliters. But crack the top 3? You get the whole pool. We're talking an absolute treasure chest of power-ups here. It is basically an unlimited all-you-can-eat buffet of pure energy. Xiaojun knows our boy has an insane appetite. He tells him to slurp up as much as he wants. A single drop of level 4 juice usually costs at least 50 million bucks, so a whole swimming pool of this stuff? We are talking 10 billion, minimum. Lu Sheng is totally hyped, but he's also acting super shocked. Wait, an unlimited supply of something this ridiculously expensive? Internally, he is completely freaking out because his hardcore immortal golden body technique desperately needs a massive, absolutely insane amount of energy. If he just sticks to those basic bone pills and weird spirit blood soups, who knows when he'd ever finish phase 1? It would take forever. But if he can score all that explosive energy from the alien marrow, he could totally cheat the system and cut his training time down to practically nothing. This is literally the opportunity of a lifetime. After thinking it over, our boy confidently agrees. I get it, Instructor Dong. Meanwhile, outside the window, they've finally pulled up to their destination. Welcome to the Eastern Military Region. From up here, you can see it's completely surrounded by these insane, ultra-thick walls. Xiaojun nudges Lu Sheng and asks, pretty wild, right? Mind-blowing? Lu Sheng is seriously not impressed at all. In his head, he's basically rolling his eyes. Mind-blowing? What's so crazy about this dump? He remembers the future martial arts base 10,000 years from now. It was way bigger than this place, but the alien beast still completely trashed it without breaking a sweat. Honestly, that memory is the only thing truly mind-blowing here. The chopper finally touches down in some random courtyard. Our guy hops out and starts heading straight to his room. He barely gets a few steps before Qing Shu yells out, Lu Sheng, I'm coming to grab you tomorrow. She gives him a serious look. If you need snacks or whatever, just use that weird wall gadget. Someone will literally deliver it right to your face. Just get some decent sleep today. Lu Sheng has zero idea how to respond to that mom energy, so he just gives her a super awkward nod. Right after that, he crashes in his room and totally zones out on the bed. A minute later, bam, our boy is right back into the crazy dream world. Same snowy mountain setting, same massive ice blocks, and yep, that same incredibly intimidating girl is still just standing there looking like an absolute boss. Lu Sheng stares her down, quietly realizing something pathetic. Just standing here making eye contact with her is literally making him sweat with pure terror. But nah, he flashes this super cocky grin. He's totally ready to challenge her for round 2. Our guy aggressively pumps up his blood aura, instantly switching over to that intense, fiery breathing technique. Literal flames explode, whipping up a wild tornado straight around his body. His eyes flash with insane energy as he activates the Wisdom King's spiritual mirror. The spirit manifests as this ridiculously ripped, super jacked young warrior, boosting his stellar magic power tenfold. He throws an absolutely massive punch. The Grandmaster's Ten Sun Strike unleashes wild, burning fire, but then bam! He wakes up totally drenched in sweat, completely wrecked by the intense phantom pain. Lu Sheng instantly drops into a meditation pose, thinking, phew, epic fail again. But honestly, since he went in totally prepared this time, he actually put up a decent fight against her. Getting beat up actually leveled up his martial arts even more. Over 10 different styles just hit the perfection tier, pushing his flawless martial path to a crazy new level. But the biggest flex? He basically cured his fear of dying. His mental state is now rock solid and completely hyper-focused. While he is busy hyping himself up, someone suddenly walks up to his door. He swings the door open. Instructor Dong, Instructor Chin. Xiaojun smirks and asks if he slept okay. Lu Sheng shrugs. Yeah, pretty chill, but this room is kind of stuffy and way too hot. Qing Chue just sighs at him. Deal with it. Just a few hundred kilometers straight from this eastern base is literally the absolute main battlefront against the alien monsters. Since a bunch of those beasts spit out crazy toxic gas, the base is ridiculously paranoid about its air filtration system. Suddenly, she just stops and totally stares him down, looking super confused. Lu Sheng hits her with a smirk and goes, what's up? Do I have something weird on my face? She shakes her head. No, you just honestly vibe totally different today compared to yesterday. That answer totally throws him off, and he lets out a dumbfounded oh. Guess you and I aren't the only ones noticing his insane glow-up. Xiaojun aggressively nods in complete agreement with her. Yeah, I'm totally getting that feeling too. Instructor Dong is seriously puzzled. Yesterday, she says, he looked like a rough piece of jade completely covered in mud and dirt. But today, all that grime is totally washed away. Now he is shining like a perfectly polished, expensive piece of flawless jade. With both instructors staring at him like he is some alien, our boy Lu Sheng immediately starts styling on them. He confidently hits them with a smirk. Maybe I just got way more handsome overnight, right? I mean, puberty hits crazy fast. Having a much sharper, better-looking face out of nowhere is honestly just normal teenager stuff. Xiaojun literally bursts out laughing so hard he's crying. Ha ha ha! Okay, you got me. That was a good one. Being totally shameless is absolute peak Lu Sheng style. I highly respect it. Meanwhile, Qing Shui is just standing there staring, completely and utterly speechless at the sheer cringe. The three of them finally head out. On the way, Xiaojun nudges him. Hey, be real with me for a second. What are your actual odds of taking the absolute top spot? Lu Sheng genuinely thinks about it for a quick second before shrugging. Honestly, not that high. Alright, check this out. Suddenly, some absolute clown struts up. Well. If it isn't Instructor Dong Qing Shui, what a massive coincidence. It's been way too long. Yeah, I remember our last meeting. You haven't changed a bit, Instructor Dong replies, her face absolutely deadpan and completely unbothered. Shangguan Ling, you're still as painfully obnoxious as ever. Meanwhile, our boy Lu Sheng is just standing there confused. Like, wait, aren't these two supposed to be rivals? Hearing her absolutely roast him, the guy completely deflects and points right at Lu Sheng. Haha, Qin Xiaojun, seriously, look at yourself. Being completely useless yourself is one thing, but apparently your eye for scouting new rookie talent is absolutely garbage too, right? You actually picked a kid like this? Are you trying to humiliate our entire Dongning province? In response, Instructor Qin just pinches his nose and fans the air, acting like the guy's breath is violently rancid. Qin glares right back at him. Shangguan Ling, maybe try brushing your teeth before you start yapping today. Breathing your toxic morning breath all over the place is literally a public menace. The annoying dude just whips out a file folder, flips through the pages, and starts violently mocking them. Oh, let me guess. Does your Dongyi province actually have a genius? Oh wait, nope, you guys are totally pathetic too. Is your squad's name literally missing from the star rankings? Shengguan Ling sneers with an evil grin. Oh, now that is super interesting. Tell you what, let's make a little bet right now. One portion of Tier 5 mutant marrow. We'll see whose rookie actually manages to score a higher rank in this whole selection process. Sound fun? Instructor Dong instantly fires right back, fully trying to bait this guy. Oh, please, there are 3 of us here. You're only betting a single portion? Wow, how incredibly boring and cheap. After dropping that absolute bomb, our trio just walks away. Qin even casually flips the guy off as a parting gift. Hey, Shangguan, if you're completely broke, maybe don't try to show off. It is seriously embarrassing to watch. Dong Shui just smirks and keeps walking away. He is way too broke for this bet. Let's just go. Meanwhile, Shangguan is left standing there, literally grinding his teeth in pure, salty, miserable rage. Our squad barely takes 3 steps before Shangguan snaps. Hey, hold up a second. The salty dude throws up 3 fingers and yells. Fine, 3 portions it is. We are betting 3 portions of Tier 5 mutant marrow. Seeing Instructor Dong stay completely silent, the guy just sneers like a total villain. What's wrong, Dong Qingshu? Are you actually terrified right now? Or was jacking up the price just your pathetic little excuse to run away? Tell me, who's the broke coward now? Ha ha ha. Hearing that, Dong Qingshui violently grinds her teeth together, looking absolutely livid. Fine, I accept. Shangguan laughs like an absolute smug maniac. Ha ha ha, perfect. He immediately pivots around, heavily slapping his own student right on the shoulder. Zhao Li, my boy, did you just witness that? Now that is what I call sheer absolute confidence. 3 portions of Tier 5 mutant marrow. That is totally enough to push your fire control talent up to a crazy new level. Quick, go say thank you to Instructor Dong. Playing right along, Zhao Li crosses his arms, flashing the most punchable, arrogant smirk ever. Well, then I guess I should thank Instructor Dong in advance for the crazy loot. Instructor Chin completely loses his mind, violently screaming at the top of his lungs. Wait, what? An elemental control martial artist? Shangguan, you absolute dirtbag, you actually just scammed us? Why the heck wasn't an elemental talent listed on his official file? Shangguan is literally howling with laughter. Haha, who said we had to put every single secret on the paperwork? You guys are just unbelievably stupid. You better get those rewards fully prepped. 3 juicy portions of Tier 5 marrow. Ha ha ha, poor Instructor Chin is literally shaking with absolute rage, totally unable to do a single thing about it. Meanwhile, our boy Lu Sheng is just standing there chilling. And Instructor Dong? She seriously acts like she couldn't care less. Now, watch this crazy pivot. The second Shangguan leaves, Chin instantly drops the angry act. He clears his throat completely. So, was my angry acting absolutely Oscar-worthy, or what? Did it look fake to you guys at all? Instructor Dong just turns around, completely ignoring his hype. Literally everyone hides some of their true power off their official files. Only an absolute idiot like Shangguan thinks he's the only one secretly doing it. But honestly, elemental control is definitely a massive flex. But seriously, I wonder how it stacks up against a Tier 3 spiritual master? Meanwhile, Lu Sheng just aggressively shakes his head, turning back to Instructor Chin. 0 out of 10, dude. Your expressions were way too extra, and your movements were super stiff. A total flop. Instructor Dong turns around and looks straight at Lu Sheng. Look, the Shangguan faction and our Dong and Qin families have literally always hated each other. That guy is super famous for being a massive troll. He absolutely has to start beef every single time we meet. Plus, our zone hasn't produced a real genius in forever, so we've just been getting completely bullied and stomped into the dirt nonstop. So honestly, absolutely all our hopes are completely riding on you right now. Just ignore that stupid bet. I agreed to that mess myself. If we actually lose, I'll pay the full 3 portions. But if we win, you get my share too. Chin happily jumps in with a grin. And you can totally have mine as well. After walking a bit, they finally reach the spot. Dong points ahead. All right, this is the place. We're only dropping you off right up to this line. Someone else will explain the actual selection rules to you now. Lu Sheng nods smoothly. Got it. Thanks a lot, instructors. The elevator doors are closing when Dong blocks them with her hand. Hold up a sec. She stares at him, suddenly dead serious. Lu Sheng, seriously now, are you actually completely confident about surviving this insanely brutal selection? I mean, claiming the Qiming General Star. Lu Sheng just stands there, striking a very dramatic, deeply thoughtful pose. I'm a little confident, but honestly, not that much. Hearing that terrible answer, Dong just drops her arm. The doors violently slide shut, leaving the 2 instructors completely shell-shocked. Not that much? Wait, exactly how much is not much? So yeah, you and I can tell these 2 elite instructors are incredibly stressed, utterly convinced they are totally doomed. But Luke Thane just drops a cocky grin. 99%, he says. Because if you guys somehow manage to disqualify me right now, well, I obviously wouldn't be number 1. Inside the conference room, the second this guy walks in, everyone instantly shoots up and salutes. Commander Du, Commander Du. He casually waves a hand. Sit down. All right. You and I are looking at a true powerhouse here, Major General Du Fei Yi, a level 7 Grandmaster. Taking his seat at the table, he gets straight to business. Are all the genius representatives from every province fully gathered yet? Officer Dong quickly reports that yes, everyone is here. The beast selection test is completely prepped, and every single contestant will be thrown right into their own personal exam path. The rules are simple. Whoever beats all the assigned mutant beasts and reaches the finish line first is the ultimate winner. Every single path is loaded up with exactly 3 level 2 beasts, 1 level 3 beast, and a nasty level 4 beast. But here is the crazy part. The final boss is a quasi-level 5 golden-eyed demon ape. The officers below hear this and completely lose their minds in pure shock. A quasi-level 5? And not just any beast, but but the golden-eyed demon ape, literally the absolute strongest brawler in its entire tier. Listen, even experienced field officers need 2 people just to survive against that thing. Throwing a bunch of 18-year-old kids at it, isn't the difficulty completely off the charts here? Dong Qing steps in to explain. The kids do not have to solo this quasi-level 5 golden-eyed demon ape. They actually get to team up and face it together. A Morningstar General is the ultimate military leader. When facing a massively overpowered enemy, grouping up all your strength is the only path to victory. Yes, even if you are teaming up with your direct rivals. Du Feiyi looks dead serious now. The Eastern Military District guards the second most crucial zone in all of Dragon Country. It is also our second most dangerous front line. Yet somehow, we have embarrassingly ranked dead last in the national military competition for years. If we group up the absolute top martial arts geniuses in the entire Eastern District, and they still cannot even defeat one single measly quasi-level 5 beast, then we are doomed. Dragon Country would basically have zero future. His face is intensely strict right now. He speaks with absolute, unquestionable authority. All the instructors listening to him just swallow hard and stay completely silent, totally unable to argue back. Du Feiyi calmly orders, "Begin the test. Let's see what kind of talents we actually have." "Yes, sir." Meanwhile, one contestant is already sprinting at max speed. This kid is hyping himself up. He thinks this year's selection is incredibly special, and as the ultimate hope of Haiqing Province, he is the only one worthy of becoming a Morningstar General. But the second he finishes that arrogant thought, a massive mutant beast suddenly blocks his path. The guy completely panics as the giant beast instantly charges forward, and he gets aggressively flattened to the ground. He angrily curses out loud, "You damn filthy animal!" The beast brutally pins him right against the wall. Gritting his teeth with wide eyes, he uses absolutely all his strength to block it. "Who the hell do you think I am? I am the strongest genius out here. Get off!" Yeah, you and I can both see this kid is definitely not passing. The beast transforms and completely dominates him. Back inside the quiet observation room, the old general watches through the monitors and immediately starts lecturing. A Morningstar General is humanity's absolute brightest new hope in this dark world. The chosen one carries the country's hope, so just being slightly talented is not enough. The person we need must completely surpass every normal limit. He orders the safety instructors to pay very close attention to the screens. These kids are the nation's future, so they cannot afford to let them get seriously injured. Zoom in on the candidates who actually got a star rating. Let's see how these supposed geniuses among geniuses actually perform under pressure. Yes, sir. We switch over to Dongzhe Province's genius, Kong Qing, exactly 17 years and 8 months old. She is an incredibly rare elemental control martial artist. Kong Qing specifically commands the lightning element, and her current power control level is officially resting at rank 1. The second genius representing Jiangzhou Province is Jia Hao Ran. He is 18 years and 3 months old, a level 3 fighter with a wild mental talent. This kid already passed the rank 2 Spirit Master exam. Next up is our third star from Shilin Province, Xingji. Look at those absolutely massive muscles. He is an 18-year-old level 4 fighter who easily bullies these giant beasts. After crushing them, he just flashes this insanely confident smirk. He is actually a defense-type martial artist. His current talent tier is a rank 3 Iron Skin, and he is ridiculously arrogant about his pure defensive abilities. Even the mutant beasts get completely frustrated trying to scratch him before one heavy punch blows them away. Watching this, Du Feiyi nods. Not bad at all. Actually quite impressive. These young kids are genuinely gifted, easily shrugging off those vicious level 2 beasts without breaking a sweat. Some are even one-shotting the massive level 3 threats. That kind of talent is incredibly blinding in literally any selection year. It really looks like these kids. Suddenly, the old general stops mid-sentence as a new screen zooms in. He gasps out loud in pure surprise. Wait, is that absolute fire elemental control? This kid is fantastic. Why is he not marked with a star? Hearing the general's praise, Shangguan Ling jumps right up to report. Commander, Zhao Li actually awakened his explosive abilities very recently, so his official files were not updated yet. My apologies. Du Feiyi just waves it off. It is perfectly fine. True strength speaks for itself. You did a great job raising such a solid prospect. Thank you. Just doing what a proper subordinate should do. The moment he sits back down, the other jealous instructors start gossiping. Purposely hiding a student's strength just to steal the spotlight later. We all know that cheap, overly dramatic trick. Then another sneaky instructor flashes a secret hand signal. Meanwhile, old General Du Feiyi just watches the screens, looking incredibly satisfied. Okay, you and I are about to witness absolute madness. The general was nodding, praising a recruit's breakthrough. But then, he totally freaks out over something else. Wait, what? He yells in complete shock. What on earth is happening with the insane progress on this specific test path? Why are there literally 0 monster red dots showing up on the radar? Turn the cameras on right now. Instructor Dong quickly taps the controls. The screens flickered to life, only to show a total massacre. Monsters already dead everywhere. The general is absolutely mind-blown. It has only been 3 minutes, and someone wiped out every beast, moving way faster than the 4 top elites. He impatiently demands answers. The control room scrambles, and Dong is totally stunned as she replies, Sir? This is the exam path for a kid named Lu Sheng. Boom. Our boy Lu Sheng's face pops up on the big screen. Let's rewind 3 minutes. Lu Sheng steps into the combat zone. Honestly, our guy has some really wild luck. Right off the bat, a massive drooling beast with glowing blue eyes spots him. This ugly thing looks starved and immediately charges at Lu Sheng like an absolute maniac. But our teen hero just stands there, totally chill. In this little showdown right here, we really do not know who is on the menu yet. He clenches his fist, smirking confidently. I have had your meat before, not bad. He throws an insanely heavy punch. A huge blast of raw energy crashes down with his strike. That punch literally shakes the air itself. Next second, the beast explodes into chunks, its nasty little pieces rolling all over the bloody floor. The kid just scoffs. Way too weak, bro. 2 more freaks crawl out of the doorway. Seeing their buddy turned into absolute ground beef, they go completely feral and lunge in for revenge. One gets too close and Lu Sheng violently crushes its head with one hand. It screams. The other one, smashed flat into the ground from above. Interesting. He drops these nightmarish beasts effortlessly. Right now, he is fully feeling the crazy power surging inside him. It is like Control Realm martial arts, but a whole tier higher and way more complete. Control Realm means condensing power for a highly precise burst. You see every weakness, basically becoming totally omniscient. Suddenly, a hidden sneaky attack comes from a dead boar's leg. A 3-eyed fox lunges right at his back, but he calmly senses the whole thing. Nothing gets past this guy. Lu Sheng literally just flicks a tiny rock with his heel, and boom, the rock blasts that monster far away. That is perfect martial arts. Stick with me here. This gets even crazier. How is this competitor so ridiculously fast? He is already at the final stage. The other instructors nervously agree. Yeah, he looks completely average and boring, but that punching force is straight up ridiculous. Every single beast drops in one punch. No second hits needed. The general demands, get me his file, read it. Dong grabs the folder. Lu Sheng from Dongning Province, 18 and a half, level 3 martial artist, strength type talent. Another instructor starts sweating bullets, nervously wondering if she is hiding something crazy from them. The room bursts into loud gossip. The kid has 0 shiny achievements. He did not show any crazy special powers. His stats are better than a normal level 3, but nowhere near level 4. Hearing them yap, the general steps up and asks, Are you all blind? This kid has clearly mastered at least 4 types of perfect realm martial arts. His movement and boxing are at the micro level. That is why his combat power is so insane. The instructors freeze. 4 perfect realms and 2 micro levels, and the kid is only 18. Even if he started training in the womb, that should be mathematically impossible. The general crosses his arms, looking super pleased. It has been years since I saw such a pure martial arts genius. You only saw talent like this 100 years ago when martial arts began. But right now, suddenly his jaw drops wide open as another totally crazy twist grabs his attention. Just watch this. A creepy beast clings to the wall right behind Lu Sheng, vibrating like crazy to attack. Oh, but our boy senses the danger. Instantly, super fast clones of the monster dash out. They have completely surrounded our guy. All at once, these freaky clones leap into the air, aiming to tear him apart. Not so fast, buddy. Suddenly, pure blue energy swirls around Lu Sheng like a storm. This is perfect martial arts sense. He keeps feeling it, realizing this perfect martial arts potential is way scarier than he originally thought. He just grabs one by the neck, leaps high into the sky like a madman, and violently slams the beast down before landing. Absolute cinematic peak madness. Problem solved. Lu Sheng casually walks away while the monster twitches pathetically on the dirt. The general stands up, totally stunned. A level 4 leopard. Just wiped out. Insane, right? Old General Yu Fei finally gets it. He called it wrong. This kid's boxing is not just micro level, it is straight up control level. Mind blown. Qin Xiaojun rubs his chin with this huge, amused grin. So that is what that 99% meant, he chuckles. It all makes sense now. Makes total sense why he is so insanely confident. Haha! Meanwhile, instructor Shangguan Ling sitting right next door suddenly remembers their little bet. Dude is literally sweating buckets right now. He is grinding his teeth, absolutely raging. Qin Xiaojun, he just throws up the middle finger to provoke him. What the heck are you looking at, you dumb trash talker? Meanwhile, Lu Sheng is just casually strolling forward, deep in thought. That mutant beast earlier was the final one on this track. He is basically done testing the absolute limits of his perfect martial arts first state right now. Standing right outside the next door, Lu Sheng senses something wild. A ridiculously massive mutant beast aura is waiting for him just on the other side. He steps into the arena. Boom. A golden-eyed demon ape locked inside an iron cage. Lu Sheng finally cracks his knuckles to warm up. So, you are the main event? Since my warm-up is officially over, I guess there is no need to hold back anymore. The golden-eyed demon ape opens its massive jaws and roars like a total nightmare. It is terrifying, sure. But bro, it is but ugly. Like, seriously ugly as a gorilla. Lu Sheng just raises his fist. He is looking unbelievably badass right now as he shouts, "Go ahead and tremble for me!" Standing right in front of him is this gigantic quasi-level 5 mutant beast. Up in the control room, old General Yu Feiyi rests his chin, sweating bullets at the monitors. Dong Qingshui stands right next to him, continuing her detailed briefing. The final stage's golden-eyed demon ape is still locked up. They are waiting for the timer to end and all the genius reps to arrive before unleashing this massive beast. Finishing her report, Dong Qingshui thinks to herself, "Lu Sheng, you have seriously given me way too many insane surprises today. I knew the guy was crazy strong, but I never expected him to be an absolute monster like this." The Morningstar General's impossible dream is literally coming true right now through Lu Sheng. Meanwhile, two random guy instructors are gossiping over in the corner. With Lu Sheng's insane power, once the other star geniuses catch up, they will definitely have enough firepower to take down that quasi-level 5 demon ape. But the other instructor just shakes his head. Nope, he probably does not even need a whole squad. Just one or two sidekicks backing him up, and he could totally slice that thing into pieces. Their total score depends on how fast they push deep inside, plus their contribution points from slaying the final ape. Down below, Lu Sheng just casually strolls up to the beast's iron cage. Those two keep gossiping. Looks like Lu Sheng is the absolute star of this entire competition. Right in the middle of their chat, every single instructor freezes in pure shock. They literally cannot believe their eyes, sweating buckets, jaws totally glued to the floor. All right, you and I are seeing this, right? Lu Sheng just completely smashed open the cage. Even the giant ape is shocked. The massive demon ape slowly gets on its feet, growling aggressively like it wants to start some serious trash talk, standing right in front of this hulking giant. Our boy Lu Sheng looks practically bite-sized. But hey, being tiny does not stop this crazy kid's absolute thirst for a legendary battle. He wiggles his fingers in a classic bring it on taunt. "Come here, let me check something out. What is the real difference between a quasi-level 5 beast and a level 5 martial artist? Hurry up, before the others crash our epic one-on-one." Back in the room, the instructors are dropping their— What the heck? This kid is actually planning to solo the golden-eyed demon ape? Has he totally lost his absolute mind? That is not confidence anymore. That is just pure arrogance. But another instructor quickly cuts in, waving his hands. "Hold on, guys, do not forget the facts. Just look at the insane skills he showed off earlier. Micro-level movement, plus a whole bunch of perfectly maxed-out martial arts techniques. The golden-eyed demon ape only specializes in crazy brute force, meaning heavy, raw punches. As long as our boy avoids getting hit directly, he might actually have a solid winning chance here." Snap! The giant demon ape brutally shatters its iron chains. It opens its monstrous jaws and roars, eyes rolling completely white in pure, unadulterated beast mode. Absolute madness. It violently thrashes, ripping apart the very last of its heavy chains. Then it glares down, screaming out a totally bone-chilling roar. Look at those massive, freaky fangs. Meanwhile, Lu Sheng gathers his energy. He is actually getting ready to clash with this enormous Manhwa. Boom! The impact creates a massive explosion. These two absolute units just traded a straight-up earth-shattering punch right off the bat. Completely insane. The instructors' eyes practically bulge out of their heads in pure disbelief. They scream, "Wait, what? He actually took it head-on?" Lu Sheng's hand looks hilariously tiny compared to the ape's massive giant fist. Our crazy guy is literally holding his ground against a giant gorilla punch. The sheer force is instantly ripping massive cracks all over the entire floor. Lu Sheng holds it back with one hand, keeping his other arm locked in a defensive stance. But instantly, the monster winds up its second gigantic, meaty fist for a smash. Instructor Shangguan Ling just watches, flashing this incredibly smug, punchable smile. Haha, what a stupidly arrogant kid. Trying to block the golden-eyed demon ape's heavy punch head-on? Honestly, the dude could literally have 10 extra lives and he would still get completely flattened right here. Dong Qingshui completely panics, screaming his name. "Lu Sheng!" Down below, buried in a massive cloud of dust, the beast is brutally swinging its second gigantic fist straight down. That terrifying fist violently rips through the white smoke. Underneath it, our boy Lu Sheng pushes back with absolutely everything he has. But get this, you and I know he is not done. Lu Sheng throws a vicious counterpunch. Bam! Another massive explosion rocks the arena, kicking up crazy dust. Seeing that hulking ape actually get knocked backward, old General Yu Feiyi gasps out loud. "Not bad, kid." Meanwhile, The entire battlefield is literally bursting into raging flames. Lu Shang looks at the demon ape, totally pumped. Not bad. You took a 10-time stellar punch from me and actually survived? That means you officially qualify to be my dinner tonight. Down below, Shang Guanling literally drops her jaw, completely unable to process what her eyes are seeing right now. A massive sea of fire violently erupts all around our boy Lu Shang. He just stares it down ice cold, raises his fist, and tells the beast to rest in peace with this final blow. 10 suns in the sky, he throws a devastating punch. Blinding light explodes everywhere, making it totally impossible to see a single thing. General Du Fei glues his eyes to the screen, while Dong Qing looks completely stressed out but also insanely hyped. Right after that, the golden-eyed Demon King just shrieks in absolute agony. Lu Shang follows through with his insane punch, blasting the golden-eyed demon ape miles away while a sea of fire roasts it alive. General Du Fei absolutely cannot believe his own eyes. Looking at Lu Shang's ridiculously overpowered stance, he instantly recognizes the will of a grandmaster. Completely hyped up, the general violently slams his desk and bursts into loud laughter. Ha ha ha, this is way too good. Throughout my entire life, I seriously never thought I would actually get to witness a kid barely 20 years old already manifesting the sheer willpower of a true grandmaster. The path straight to level 7 has officially opened up. Just give it a little more time, and our eastern region is definitely going to score another grandmaster. General Du Fei declares this, looking insanely happy and totally satisfied. A teenage grandmaster? Wait, is Lu Shang currently even stronger than me right now? Down below, Qin Xiaojun finally sighs in relief. You brat, you literally scared me to death. Meanwhile, after beautifully destroying the golden-eyed demon ape, Lu Shang just casually exhales. I do not sense any more mutant beast energy. Guess this is the final stage. Wow, so it is already over? That is honestly kind of a total bore. But then, a totally crazy idea pops right into his head. If things are boring, I can just make my own fun. And just like that, he plops down. Du Fei looks insanely confused. Wait, what the heck is Lu Shang doing now? He just soloed the final boss, so why is he just chilling there instead of leaving? Is he seriously? But then the general suddenly figures it out and just awkwardly chuckles. Haha, I get it now. Just leave the kid alone. As long as nobody actually gets killed, let him mess around however he wants. The instructors below also look super amused. Oh my god, you guys, this genius selection has literally scaled up to cover the entire eastern region. But honestly, General Du could not care less about that stuff right now. The only thing grabbing his attention is one single, totally overpowered teenager, and that is Lu Shang. Wait, what did he mean by as long as nobody gets killed? Is he implying knocking out 1 or 2 candidates is totally fine? I seriously cannot even imagine. The final trial boss is literally Lu Shang, a level 3 martial artist and level 3 spiritual master. Lu Shang just sits there smirking to himself. The Keeming Star General Selection is officially wrapped up. Now, it is time for Lu Shang's personal playtime. While Lu Shang is just casually chilling, all the other candidates are still sweating bullets, desperately trying to clear the previous stages to reach the finale. All right, you and I need to check on my boy Xingji. After finally defeating the Scale-Swift Leopard, his entire body is aching like crazy. He angrily winces, realizing that level 4 mutant beast was insanely strong. His stressed face makes it super obvious that this was one brutally tough stage. Even with his iron body protection, he just could not block all that incoming damage. But realistically speaking, beating that thing definitely means he cleared the stage, right? Xingji confidently pushes the door open to the final area. It is a massive, wide-open space, but incredibly dead, silent, totally creepy without a single sound. No noise ahead at all? Man, I must be the very first one here. But then, he nervously glances up and gets the biggest shock of his life. It is the legendary golden-eyed demon ape. An adult demon ape is literally the absolute overlord of all level 5 beasts. Right in front of him, the ape has a massive gaping hole blasted straight through its chest, and casually sitting on its giant hand is a guy facing away. Xingji completely panics. Who the heck is that? Now he is literally sweating bullets, his whole body tense with total anxiety and caution. What kind of absolute monster can instantly reduce a level 5 overlord into a literal donut with just one punch? Could it seriously be him? Xingji inches forward super carefully, cautiously bowing his head to politely ask, hello? What exactly is the situation right now? Does this mean I passed the selection? Still chilling on the demon ape's hand, Lu Sheng just lazily drops a single word wait. Jingzi practically jumps, nervously looking back up at him. Huh? But right at that exact crazy moment, the other 2 doors suddenly swing open. Kong Qing from Dongzhe province with her elemental talent, and the long-haired Jia Haoren from Jiangzhou with his spiritual talent come walking right into the room. These 2 are completely oozing with arrogant confidence. Kong Qing is literally just standing there, unbothered, blowing bubblegum. Jia Haoren just stands there, hands shoved in his pockets trying to look super edgy. You are Xingji from Shilin province, right? Pretty sure we met before. Xingji quickly turns to look at the guy. Pointing forward, Jia Haoran looks genuinely confused. Wait, is this the finish line? And what is the deal with that mess up there? Hearing that, Kong Qing finally pays attention. Her eyes widen as she suddenly realizes that Dead Heap is actually the quasi-level 5 boss beast, the golden-eyed demon ape. Now all three of them are frowning in total confusion. Xingji nervously mutters, "No way, that corpse is just a prop to scare us, right? Otherwise, literally nobody here could defeat that thing." Sensing something is off, Jia Haoran immediately points up and asks, "Okay, then why is that random guy just sitting up there?" Now, stick with me here. Xingzi suddenly gets a light bulb moment and loudly gasps, "Oh, I totally get it now. That guy sitting up there must be the final hidden gatekeeper for our entire selection process. If we pass whatever weird test he gives us, we officially clear the stage." Hearing Xingji's wild theory, Kong Qing and Jia Haoran just stare back, completely dumbfounded. Huh? Hinchi crosses his arms, trying way too hard to look cool. Heh, bet you didn't see this coming. Luke Thon jumps up and points. Look at that ridiculously bright face. His eyes glow blue like some cunning mastermind hatching a prank. He generously gives them 5 minutes to chill. 5 minutes, then challenge me, fight me, and try to survive me. Let us see what you elites bring to the table. You and I both know this will end badly. Hinchi just laughs. Ha ha ha, I totally knew it. Jia Hao Nian points right at him. Yeah, looks like we don't have to fight a giant monster for the final stage. We just have to beat up this one guy. And there is our boy Luke Thon, standing on a dead demon ape, looking like a total final boss. Taking in Luke Thon's scrawny nerd vibe, Kong Tin squints. The guy doesn't even have astral aura. How strong could he possibly be? Jia Hao Nian nods. True, 0 aura detected. Is the Eastern Military District seriously looking down on us right now? These 3 arrogant prodigies are practically bursting with confidence. As for their stamina, 5 minutes is plenty. But then Jia Haonian uses his spiritual sense, and his smug face instantly drops. Hold up, my intuition tells me. This dude is absolutely built different. What is going on? Hinchi scoffs. Who cares how strong he is? We are literally the top under 18 combat powerhouses in the entire Eastern Hemisphere. Why are we scared of one guy? Luke Than hears this and smirks. Dude thinks his acting beats instructor Tan. Meanwhile, watching the cameras, the elite instructors are practically choking. This wild kid, wow. Torture all the candidates at once? General Doofy Duke loudly laughs. Haha, this Luke Thon is hilarious. Grab some popcorn, this gets good. Suddenly, a panicking instructor stands up. Commander, please end the test now. This is going to be a massacre. The others aggressively agree. Yeah, shut it down. Seconded. This Dongnin genius is way too overpowered. He is going to leave these poor kids with permanent physical and psychological trauma. Seriously, save them. Tan Thieu Quan whistles. Turns out those crying men are the chief instructors for the rival provinces. Makes total sense now. Ha ha, their hearts are bleeding for their precious geniuses. Getting completely wrecked by Luke Thon is embarrassing. Dongtin Tuyet rolls her eyes. When they dropped a level 5 beast in there, nobody cried about it. But now that it is Luke Thon, everyone is losing their minds, which just proves how insanely dangerous everyone knows our boy is. But General Defy Duke waves them off, keeping his cool. All right, how about this? Keep your eyes glued to the screens, stay alert, and be ready to jump in. Just don't let Luke Than actually murder anyone. Dongtin Tuyet nods. Understood. Over with Thuong Quan Lang. The guy is utterly drained. He falls backward, eyes bulging, completely traumatized by what he just witnessed. The kid Dongtin Tuyet brought here. How on earth is he this insanely overpowered? Losing face was bad enough, but now he is losing 3 whole bottles of marrow paste. He is completely ruined. All right, you and I are back to the final boss stage. Hinchi flames up, 90% recovered. Jia Hao Nian cracks his knuckles, 90% here. Kong Tin smirks, 80. Way more than enough to crush him. Even if that demon ape woke up, I would fight it. Meanwhile, Luke Thon glows radioactive blue. He points right at the arrogant trio with an evil laugh. Not bad at all. That is the attitude. Rush me together, beat me, and you all get to be the shiny new stars. Hinchi sneers. Together? Please, I do not need help. I can crush you solo. He launches upwards. Kong Tin clicks her tongue. Damn it, he jumped the gun. Jia Hao Nian plays it cool. Whatever, let him rush first. We can sit back and gauge the final boss's true power. But let's be real here. Staring at Hinchi's massive muscles, Jia Hao Nian adds, the guy is a beast, easily the strongest out of us 3. Hinchi literally catches fire, his muscles ballooning out. His arms harden like steel as he charges straight at Luke Than. Absolute defense activated max iron skin, totally unbreakable. Watching this ridiculous display of raw power, both Kong Tin and Jia Haonian lose their minds. This energy, he reached peak level 4. Let us kick this off. Qingzi is rushing in like an absolute missile, eyes glowing blood, red with pure desperate rage. Meanwhile, our boy Lu Sheng, just standing there, perfectly chilled out. All right, you and I are watching peak madness. Qingzi charges with full force, but Lu Sheng blocks it with one single finger. Beat me if you can. To make it worse, Lu Sheng literally yawns like he is ready for bed. Qingzi stares at that single finger, absolutely dumbfounded. Huh? How is this even possible? And just like that, Lu Sheng playfully flicks his finger, sending Qingzi flying. Bam! He crashes into the dirt with a massive thud. His two teammates just stand there, frozen for a solid 5 seconds. Dust and rocks fly everywhere, completely hiding poor Qingzi. Lu Sheng glances over at the other two and sighs. Hey, are you guys really not attacking together? Our guy just casually chills on the giant golden ape's hand, waiting. Meanwhile, Qingzi is still taking a nap in the rubble. The dust is still settling. After Lu Sheng dares them to jump him, Kong Qing and Jia Haorun just stand there, absolutely terrified. They are totally spooked by his insane power. I mean, he just one-shotted Qingzi. Jia Haoran is questioning reality. One single hit ended their buddy. He looks like a high schooler, so how does he have this ridiculous, monstrous power? Both of them flinch and stumble backward the second Lu Sheng hops down from the giant ape. Sweating bullets and panicking, Jia Haoran decides to share his very reliable street smarts. He whispers, I heard some crazy fighters drank sketchy energy potions when they were young, completely destroying their hormones. Their bodies just stopped growing. So even if this guy is like 40 years old, he still looks 20. He is definitely one of those weirdos. Kong Qing gasps in pure horror. Wait, he looks 17 but is old enough to be our dad? What kind of fake youth is this? The military is playing way too dirty. Did they do this just to lower our guard? Jia Haoran frowns, stressing out. Yep, this is the big Eastern Zone selection after all. They will literally use any sneaky trick available to them. But who expects the final boss to be a walking medicine jar? Seeing these two just whispering instead of fighting, Lu Sheng starts losing his mind. Did those monsters hit them so hard they actually went brain dead? He strolls up. Done talking? Stick with me, this gets good. How about this? Let us change the rules. If you can make me take one step back or block one strike, you pass. Kong Qing and Jia Haoran stare at him with their jaws hitting the floor. And then? Kong Qing looks like she is about to absolutely explode. She lights up with this crazy blue aura, eyes glowing white as she screams. Stop mocking us! Jia Haoran grits his teeth too. Purple energy erupts, forming these terrifyingly sharp glowing spikes. With a massive palm thrust, he launches those purple needles straight at Lu Sheng. Seeing them finally act, Lu Sheng smiles like a kid in a candy store. Now that is better, Jia Haoran laughs in his head. Stupid bug. Underestimate a level 2 spiritual master and you die. Let us see you dodge solid flying steel, idiot. Lu Sheng just calmly raises one hand. Insane energy bursts out of him into a defensive shield. Those deadly steel spikes? Absolutely useless here. In a flash, Lu Sheng easily catches and controls every single spike. He gathers them into a neat pile and casually drops them in front of Jia Haoran. The guy sweats buckets, totally brain-fried. How is that possible? He stumbles backward, legs shaking. I threw that solid steel with everything. He caught it barehanded. Lu Sheng ignores his mental breakdown and gives Kong Qing a sweet smile. All right, your turn next. Pikachu girl looks ready to drop 10,000 volts on him, but suddenly she just stops. Her eyes go wide in pure shock. What? Lu Sheng effortlessly grabbed her wrist. He gives her a little scolding. This is bad, you know. Never zone out mid-fight. Did your instructor teach you nothing? Kong Qing slumps down, her brain doing backflips trying to figure out how he caught her. What kind of monster speed is this? Then Lu Sheng says something that freezes her. Okay, go ahead and shock me. She just goes, huh? Like a confused puppy. Lu Sheng holds her arm, waving teasingly. Still not getting it? Shock me. Hit me with 10,000 volts. If the tingle is good enough, I might just let you pass. Kong Qing loses her absolute mind, gritting her teeth. I told you to stop underestimating me. Boom! A gigantic blast of raw lightning erupts right out of her. Lu Sheng just closes his eyes, enjoying the buzz. Not bad, this hits the spot. All right, watch this. Our guy just stands there, soaking in the electricity. He cranks up his natural breathing method, literally hijacking that lightning power to make it his own. Boom! A massive shockwave blasts everything away. Lu Sheng just smirks success. Meanwhile, Kong Qing is standing there, absolutely totally clueless. She's like, what did I do? Sparks are literally still flying off Lu Sheng. Boom, fourth special breathing method. Thunder breath unlocked. Lu Sheng casually strolls over to her, nodding like a boss. Not bad, not bad. This dude literally pats her on the shoulder. Great job, you passed the selection. Kong Qing's jaw is straight on the floor, utterly confused. Huh? What did he just say? Suddenly, her face turns bright red with pure joy. Wait, did she actually pass? I passed the Morningstar General selection. Just me. I'm the winner. Kong Qing is literally jumping up and down like a little kid. Wow, the strongest fighter under 18 in the entire Eastern Zone, the ultimate martial arts genius with maxed out talent. Supreme glory. She thinks she nailed it. Beaming, she turns around and throws a crisp salute right at Lu Sheng. Thank you, instructor. Thanks for believing in me, she chirps. Wait, did you call me Pikachu? Awesome. That is officially my superhero nickname from now on. Lu Sheng tries not to burst out laughing. Haha, don't thank me. You were just that amazing. That's why you passed. Keep it up, Pikachu. Right then, Jia Haoran throws his hands up in total utter disbelief. Huh? She passed just like that? What kind of garbage standard is this? What the heck? Xing Ji chimes in, sounding super salty too. Wait, it's just over? Did all of my intense hardcore training literally just go down the drain? As Lu Sheng is casually trying to slip away, an actual instructor walks in. He stares at Lu Sheng. Had enough fun yet? Lu Sheng from Dongning Province. The commander said you need to go get ready for your Morningstar General Award ceremony. Seriously, why let a monster like you compete? These 3 kids just got ridiculously unlucky. Hearing this, Kong Qing freezes up, completely lost. Wait. What? What does he mean? Why is he telling this guy to go to the winner's award ceremony? Aren't I the Morningstar General? Wait, wasn't this guy the final boss we had to beat? Jia Haoran and Xing Ji are literally malfunctioning. No way. Him? The real instructor points a finger and drops the absolute truth bomb. You kids got it all wrong. He's a contestant just like you. He just arrived here 20 minutes before you did. Pointing right at the golden-eyed demon ape's body, he sighs. There was never a final gatekeeper, you guys. Look here. This near level 5 ape was the actual final boss, and our boy here literally one-punched it straight to the afterlife. That stuff earlier, he was literally just trolling you. The 3 kids just stand there, their brains completely short-circuiting. Hearing this absolute violation, Kong Qing straight up faints on the spot. The instructor completely panics. Hey, Dongzi Province contestant, where are the medics? Somebody get over here and save her right now. All right, you and I need to see this. Let's cut over to Zhao Li, Sheng Guanling's prodigy, literally the last guy on the track. He lunges at a beast. Aha, finally caught you. After what feels like an entire lifetime of hardcore struggling, he finally pins the monster down. Damn it, level 4 beasts are way too tough. Zhao Li controls fire, so blazing flames instantly erupt all around him. The beast screams and gets barbecued into a crispy burnt nugget. He even kicks the extra crispy charcoal pile just to make sure. Right after, Zhao Li totally collapses onto the dirt. Panting and dripping with sweat, he groans, "Man, I almost died out here." Dude is running on absolutely zero fumes. Stamina and energy are totally drained. But suddenly, he smirks. So what? Didn't I literally just secure my very first solo kill on a level 4 beast? He slicks back his hair, tilting his chin up with pure arrogance. Level 4, baby. Not 2, not 3 level freaking 4. Honestly, I can't even believe how utterly magnificent my own combat record is right now. I bet all the instructors watching me through the cameras right now are completely losing their minds over my raw talent and insane stamina. Haha! Suddenly, an instructor drops from the sky. Zhao Li from Dongyi Province, right? This guy, still utterly clueless, strikes a super edgy pose, looking absolutely full of himself. Oh snap! That's me! The instructor checks his tablet. Stop advancing. The selection is totally over. Pack up your gear and leave with me. The screen flashes. Zhao Li's final combat scores are officially uploaded to the system. Hearing this, Zhao Li completely lights up. Selection's over? Tell me, instructor, how epic was my final score? He flexes his hands, practically begging for praise. Am I rank 1? Did I just become the Morningstar General? The instructor hits him with a brutal reality check. Absolute cold water to the face. Huh, bro? What are you daydreaming about? The Morningstar General was literally already decided over half an hour ago. Hearing that brutal truth, Zhao Li just stands there, absolutely frozen like a complete clown. All right, you and I are jumping right back into the madness. The instructor hesitates, almost admitting this entire selection felt like Lu Sheng's personal playground. But he stops, shakes his head, and just sighs. Never mind. No point explaining it to you. You didn't even make the top 5, so just leave. Hearing that, Zhao Li literally looks like his entire soul just left his body. What? Me? Outside the top 5? Are you kidding me? I am Zhao Li. The guy absolutely loses his mind, screaming like a total sore loser. I mean, the dude did solo a level 4 beast for the very first time. The instructor just watches this epic meltdown, sighing. Honestly, words fail him at this point. Meanwhile, the giant screen flashes right over to Kong Qing. Veteran General Yu Fei tells Dong Qing to add the Dongzhe province girl straight into the mutant blood pool roster. He shakes his head, totally impressed. That kid had a seriously rough time, man. Kong Ching's instructor practically jumps out of his seat, bowing and aggressively thanking the commander for this huge favor. He is celebrating hard inside. Only the top 3 get that blood pool VIP pass. And Lu Sheng? Oh, he easily took that #1 spot. Xing Ji sitting at 2nd place makes total sense. But 3rd place is a dead tie between Jia Haoran and Kong Qing. But hey, she is a spiritual telepath. That is way rarer. The instructor is grinning like an absolute idiot, totally thrilled that things magically worked out this well for his student. All that pain was worth it, Kong Qing. Keep grinding. Now, let us smash cut over to our overpowered main guy, Lu Sheng. He is walking into his room, totally lost in thought. Right after exiting that brutal selection tunnel, they sent him straight back here to catch some much-needed sleep. Honestly, he totally thought they would hand over the epic loot immediately. Sitting on the table are 4 random cans. They look exactly like cheap soda. But nope, these are actually high-grade recovery potions. Lu Sheng walks over, picks up a can with a weird face logo, and spins it around. He remembers them mentioning something about prepping some recovery meds just for him. Like, do modern meds even work on a monster like him anymore? Probably not, but our guy pops the tab anyway and chugs the whole thing in one giant gulp. Turns out it tastes exactly like a premium energy drink. Might keep you awake, but honestly, it is completely useless for his crazy stats. He cracks open a second can, immediately waving his hand in front of his face. Yep, he is visibly disgusted by that nasty chemical smell. At this rate, recovering his stamina is going to take forever. He sighs. This garbage cannot even compare to the custom pills he crafts himself. Maybe the weird soda actually hit him, because he quickly crashes on the bed, staring at the ceiling. He wonders how Ling Su is handling that special blood-boosting formula. It has been way too long since they last talked. Whatever. Time to dive back into practicing his breathing technique. Instantly, Lu Sheng feels these wild, crackling electric currents surging violently through his entire body. He stares at his hands. This lightning breathing style perfectly combines the fiery, explosive power and the crazy speed of the wind style. It is way faster and hits way harder. But somehow, it still has not hit the absolute limit of either element. Basically, it is a brilliantly balanced, ridiculously overpowered breathing method. Lu Sheng sighs heavily. Is he pushing himself too hard? I mean, guys, his age like Zhou Xingji and Lu Kaiming are just normal high schoolers. They ditch class to game or just violently nod off during boring lectures. Thinking about normal teenage life just fills his head with absolute chaos. Everyone deserves a simple life, right? Honestly, what does the survival of humanity 10,000 years in the future have to do with him? By that time, he will be long gone anyway. Heck, knowing his luck, he probably will not even have any descendants left. Who knows if he will even survive this crazy era? If he just chills and enjoys a peaceful life now, would that not be enough? But wait. His hand suddenly clenches into a tight fist. No way. After seeing that apocalyptic future with his own eyes, he cannot just pretend everything is totally fine. He already made his choice, so why would he give up so easily? And you know what? He is not just fighting for humanity 10,000 years from now. He is doing this for himself. Lu Sheng stares hard at his trembling fist, fiercely deciding to go all out. Even if it shatters his bones, he is risking it all. Not everyone gets to see their destiny and actually burn their soul trying to reach it. After thinking it over, his eyes go sharp, hands pressed to his chest, fueled by hope. Yeah, this is absolutely the right path. All right, enough with the depressing teenage angst. Time to get back to the grind. Lu Sheng quickly boots up the futuristic system to check out historical records. The glowing screen pops up. Name? Lu Sheng. Gender? Male. Lifespan marker? Martial era. June of year 297. Death date? Martial era. August year 432. Power level? Tier 7 martial artist. Then, the database casually rolls out his entire life history. 18 years old, became a Tier 2 fighter, totally shocking all of Baihe City. After that, backed by the local Baihe Association, he crashed the Dongning Province Genius Training Camp and literally snatched first place. That exact same year, he entered the elite Keeming Star selection event and straight up secured the legendary Keeming Star title. Lu Sheng reads it, thinking deeply. His personal data is not drastically different from his last check, honestly. The background details just look a lot flashier this time around. His max strength is still capped at the Tier 7 Grandmaster realm, but his historical rating actually shot up. He finally reached that sweet 3.5-star status. This massive upgrade probably happened because he actively chose to join the Eastern Military Region, right? But fighting that giant mutant beast literally shaved 20 years off his lifespan. If he had not died there, could he have broken through to the Tier 8 Grandmaster rank? Now, here is where things get completely wild. The family status section looks super glitchy. Staring at the spouse category, Lu Sheng's eyes literally bulge out in pure, unadulterated shock. Wait, hold up. Look at that wedding photo. Holy crap, is that instructor Dong Qingshu? Who the heck saw this plot twist coming? Our guy Lu Sheng is seriously glitching out right now. No way, dude. Dong Qing is way older than him. She is pushing 30, for crying out loud. But honestly, you and I are probably wondering why she still looks like a teenager, right? It is all thanks to martial arts magic. Cultivating that crazy intense energy literally freezes your anti-aging clock. Pretty unfair, honestly. Get a load of this utterly bizarre picture. Dong Qingshu is literally carrying Lu Sheng like a princess. He is scratching his head, completely baffled. How did he end up marrying his scary instructor? Talk about an older woman robbing the cradle. This entire situation is just absolute unfiltered madness. And oh boy, next up is a super spicy photo. Lu Sheng is sweating buckets just looking at it. But wait, he thinks about it. After joining the Eastern Military District and becoming the famous Qiming General Star, he will be spending tons of time with her. Makes sense. In our dude Lu Sheng's wild imagination, tough instructor Dong Qing is going to fall madly, secretly in love with him. Lu Sheng literally shivers, totally lost in his own crazy thoughts. Add their past connection to future sparks flying, and yeah, this totally crazy scenario might actually become 100% real. Damn. Instructor Dong Qing is going to be his actual wife. He can never look her in the face again. Meanwhile, miles away, the real Dong Qing is aggressively sneezing her brains out from him talking trash. Back to reality, Lu Sheng is practically staggering down the street. He is super twitchy, deciding he really needs to find some poor guy to punch and vent his frustration. He looks ahead, completely freezes up like a deer in headlights, then violently forces himself to chill. Deep breaths, man, deep breaths. He remembers the female martial god is over that way. Over here, a massive crowd is already hyping up for the big awards ceremony. Old General Yu Fei and the other instructors have the epic loot totally ready to go. And obviously, our main character Lu Sheng has to make his grand entrance. The vibe in this place is absolutely loud, packed, and wildly electric. The legendary General Yu Fei spots our boy and shouts, "Since the whole gang is finally here, let us get this party started. Lu Sheng, get up here right now." The general personally pins an incredibly shiny, pure 24-karat gold badge right onto Lu Sheng's chest. Gotta admit, our boy is looking insanely cool and ridiculously handsome right now. Right after hooking Lu Sheng up with that serious bling, the old boss speaks up. This material is exactly the same as a real Grandmaster badge, just a slightly different style. I really hope that one day you will be wearing the true Grandmaster badge. Staring straight into General Yu Fei's intense eyes, Lu Sheng fires back without missing a beat. I definitely will. All right, you and I are in for a wild ride. Our boy crosses his arms, looking absurdly confident, claiming that day is coming soon. Doofy Duke absolutely loses his mind laughing. He actually laughs out loud, saying he will gladly wait for that epic day. Instructor Tan Tu Quan watches this bizarrely friendly vibe and just sweats, completely baffled that Luke Thon has the guts to speak like that. But here is the crazy part. Our guy does not even sound arrogant. He acts like he is just stating the most obvious, indisputable fact in the world. Dongtin Tuyet is just standing there thinking, the Eastern Military Zone gets a Morningstar General every single year, right? But someone getting treated this well by the top brass? Luke Thon is literally the very first one. Then comes the big announcement. Everyone in the top 10 is officially scoring a shiny bottle of mutant blood as their sweet, sweet reward. Obviously, the top 10 finalists are losing their absolute minds as they grab this ridiculously rare and special prize. The old general points his finger directly at them. Luke Thon and the other top 4 winners, follow me. Everyone else, scram and go home. Hintree is totally hyped up right now. This is it. They are finally heading to the legendary mutant blood and marrow pools. Kong Tin is vibrating with excitement too, because the rewards this time are insanely stacked. Jia Haonian is thrilled, since usually, only the top 3 ever get the exclusive pass to enter the mutant blood pool. But because our absolute monster Luke Thon exists to break all the rules, the old general literally broke the rules to let all of them in. They are so lucky. Meanwhile, Truliet is down below, crying massive, salty anime tears of pure frustration. The mutant blood pool, and yet, this poor guy only gets to scrape by with a tiny little portion. Darn it. His instructor made a dumb bet, lost, and now owes 3 whole portions of mutant blood. Chances are, his own tiny reward is going straight to paying off that ridiculous debt. Talk about having the absolute worst teacher ever. A little bit later, they finally arrive right at the entrance of the mutant blood pool, and the old general casually asks the poor guard, "Is everything all ready to go?" The guard immediately snaps to attention and replies, "Everything is fully prepared, sir. You guys can head inside whenever you want." All right, everyone step right in. But the second they walk inside, the whole squad spots a massive, terrifying monster head looming above, and they instantly break into a cold sweat. The old general walks a bit further down, then stops and points. Right here. He casually strolls up to 3 epic mutant blood supply pods and tells them, All right, you three, strip down and get ready to hop in. Jia Hao Nian and Hin Tri are acting like they just won the lottery, yelling, "Yes, sir!" Kong Tin, on the other hand, totally panics for a second. Wait, what? Strip right here? But she quickly drops her clothes too, because honestly, that insane reward is just way too tempting to pass up. Wow, so this is the legendary Tier 5 mutant blood. Now she is just rocking a bikini, showing off an absolutely stunning figure. You and I can see she totally threw her embarrassment out the window, just screaming in pure excitement. All right, we are jumping right into the madness. A whole chamber just for her to absorb? Way stronger than that single drop. She hops right into the alien blood tank. Meanwhile, the crusty old general turns to our boy Lu Sheng. He says, "Follow me. I will show you the alien marrow lake." The general and Dongqing Sui lead him straight in. Lu Sheng walks in, looking around like he owns the place. Then he asks, "Wait, is this the mutant marrow? Why is the tank only half full? I'm a general star, aren't I?" They can't be this stingy. His future wife instantly fires back. "Just half? Do you even know how much money this stuff costs? Over 1.5 billion. And that is just the base cost. If we sold it, it would go for at least 10 times that." Our guy jumps bash on you. 1.5 billion? Oh wow. What if this tiny puddle isn't enough for me? Can you top it off? Dongqing Shui just laughs and tells him to finish this batch first. Literally no one has ever absorbed this much before. She turns away, waving him off. "Get in. Absorbing this marrow is no joke, you know." Lu Sheng smirks. "All right, let us get this party started." He hops straight into the liquid. Boom, Lu Sheng flexes those absolute unit, ridiculously shredded muscles. His gorgeous future wife hits the start button, totally checking him out. This kid is actually super ripped, she thinks to herself. Okay, pretty yummy. He really must have trained like a maniac. Meanwhile, our boy is floating in the tank, feeling like he just got blasted into another dimension by the sheer power. He grits his teeth hard. Ugh, this mutant marrow is insane. It feels like a living monster is literally crawling inside my body, so this is what everyone was warning him about. No wonder no one could handle this terrifying pressure. But our guy, he just smiles. Bring it on. I am going to absorb every last drop. Suddenly, his eyes glow a bright, piercing blue-white. Whatever beastly energy is in there, he is making it completely his own. A massive, ultra-badass green dragon aura erupts around him. Meanwhile, let us check on the other kids in their mutant blood tanks. Over here, Jia Haoran is flexing hard, sweating buckets. Soon enough, he starts panting heavily. Is this really level 5 blood? Checking the monitor, the instructor nods. Not bad. You almost sucked an entire tank completely dry. Exactly what I expect from a level 2 spiritual master. He wipes his wet hair with a towel, clenching his fist and grinding his teeth. This juice is a total cheat code. Sadly, my body is capped out right now. He looks up. What about the others? The instructor answers, yeah, they are still soaking. You are actually the first one out. But hey, do not feel bad. Your real strength is your crazy mental power. Your physical martial arts talent is just a bit weaker, that is all. Different paths. The poor guy completely freezes up, but forces a super awkward smile. Haha, yeah, totally right. Next up, Kong Qing's pod pops open. She is totally drenched in sweat, panting heavily. She stares at her own glowing hands and realizes how incredibly powerful she feels. I absorbed it all. I can feel myself about to hit level 4, and my talent just leveled up too. She smiles. This is literally amazing. The instructor looks seriously impressed. Sucking an entire tank dry? Her talent is legitimately insane. Now it is Jingzi's turn. He sits up, looking pumped. Perfect. Steam is literally rolling off his body. He laughs like a maniac. This blood is absolute gold. Just a little more training and I will hit level 5. The instructor bursts into loud laughter. You are the real deal, kid. Jumping from level 4 to level 5 in a single year? That is crazy. It took me 10 whole years to do that. You kids are just built entirely different. He points over. Your clothes are ready. Go change and head out. Suddenly, Jia Haoran runs over, pointing a shaky finger. Wait, you? Didn't even finish your tank, but you are already leveling up? Zheng Zi ignores him completely and leaves. The instructor decides to drop a total bombshell on Jia Haoran. He already finished an entire tank. That was his second one. Jia Haoran's jaw absolutely drops to the floor. 2? Which means, in the exact same amount of time, that absolute monster absorbed twice as much juice as the rest of them. He sighs, totally defeated. I was already weaker, but now the gap is just gigantic. Kong Qing smirks from the sidelines, ready to roast him. You two are just on completely different levels. Even among geniuses, the food chain exists. While those two are busy fanboying over him, Xingzi suddenly flinches like he just saw a literal ghost in the next room. He is staring straight at the mutant marrow pool. His brain short circuits. What the heck? How is that even physically possible? Look at how much he is absorbing. That is actually unbelievable. Yep, while all the normal kids have already packed up and finished. Our boy Lu Sheng is still chugging away. The whole squad is staring at the monitors, completely locked in, ready to hit the emergency stop button. Yu Fei leans in. Well, is he still holding up? Dong Qing Shui stares at the screen. Yeah, surprisingly smooth, but the marrow is draining way too fast. He already sucked down a quarter. Seeing Lu Sheng just devour the energy, Yu Fei nods. Okay, this kid is miles ahead of everyone else his age, no doubt. But we can't let up. Dump the entire reserve tank into his pool right now. Let us see what this absolute madman can really do. All right, stick with me here. The marrow chamber suddenly lets out a loud beep. The operator totally panics, yelling, "Bad news, something absolutely crazy is happening right now." The entire reserve of alien marrow fluid? Yeah, it's already been completely drained out. What's left in the tank is the absolute last drop. The fluid levels are dropping insanely fast. Even the veteran general, Doofy Duke, is completely mind-blown. What the heck? The general gasps. When I hit Grandmaster tier, I only soaked up half a tank. The old guy points his finger, shouting, "Hurry! Raid the warehouse and bring everything!" Dong Tin Tuyet nods, sending her crew sprinting to drag every last drop of marrow over. General Du slides up to the glass, squinting at our boy Luke Thon inside. He's totally hyping himself up, thinking, let's see just how huge of a shock this crazy kid is going to give me. In a flash, fresh alien marrow gets dumped straight into the massive holding tank. Inside, our guy just keeps drinking up that energy. A wild, blazing golden aura quickly wraps around Luke Thon's entire body like a boss. He is casually doing his stellar body training while soaking up the juice. Epic golden light is literally blasting out from the machine in every single direction. Boom! The fluid levels drop insanely fast again. And obviously, since our dude hasn't stopped eating, they just have to keep pouring more in. Giant barrels of this rare fluid just keep getting dumped in. But inside the machine, it is still vanishing like water in a desert. Naturally, Luke Thon is swallowing it all up in seconds. Everyone outside is absolutely freaking out watching their precious supply drain with zero breaks. It's completely gone the second we pour it, a guy stammers. Boss, do we keep going? General Togan the serious and snaps back without missing a Keep feeding the kid, let him gorge himself all he wants. There is no way on Earth he can swallow this entire military zone's massive fluid supply by himself. Dump it all in right now. More ridiculously massive barrels of the juice just keep getting hurled directly into the holding tank. Meanwhile, Luke Than is hyped. Unbelievable. This insane energy is actually going to let me finish the first stage of my immortal golden body. And get this is only tier 4 marrow. Yet it is already this ridiculously overpowered. Imagine tier 5, 6, or even tier 7. That would be pure madness. Outside the tank, the sweating operator stutters once again. Excuse me, do we seriously keep pouring, sir? The old general literally collapses to his knees in pure shock. The guy's blood pressure is probably spiking so hard he might just pass out right now. His hands are violently shaking, but the stubborn old dude stands his ground. More, keep pouring until that crazy kid physically cannot absorb another drop. He curses under his breath. Damn it. If this punk refuses to join my Eastern Military Zone after all this, I am going to skin him alive. A single bottle costs $1 billion. I just burned through $10 billion on this guy. And yeah, that is the wholesale discount price, mind you. Back inside the wild tank, Luke Than feels his whole body leveling up. Man, it literally feels like several massive volcanoes are erupting right inside my veins. His blood is boiling like actual lava. Every single bone in his body has turned glowing gold, shining so bright it is completely blinding. This is real internal energy. I finally broke past tier 3 and hit tier 4 martial artist status. Luke Thon stares at his glowing hands, totally pumped. His massive jump from a tier 3 to a tier 4 fighter is absolutely nothing like what those normal, boring side characters go through. Those basic guys just scrape together some internal energy. But him? Not only does he have insane energy, he just fully mastered phase 1 of the immortal golden body. Now, you and I both know what this upgraded physique means. It is a massive breakthrough. His raw combat power just got an insanely terrifying boost like never before seen. The blinding golden light totally floods the tank, flaring up so violently that the protective glass literally starts cracking right open. The poor operators in the marrow zone are absolutely losing their minds in terror. General Du is totally stunned. Our boy Luke Thon literally sucked the tier 4 marrow completely dry. The entire military base's massive reserve wasn't even enough for just one dude. Seeing this wild display, the grumpy old general suddenly gets super hyped and incredibly hopeful. Good heavens, he thinks. Is there an actual literal black hole hiding inside this punk's stomach? Seriously, what kind of absolute monster is this kid? His gorgeous future wife, Dong Tin Tuyet, is completely speechless, and her cheeks suddenly turn bright red without her even realizing it. The tank is totally filled with thick smoke now. Suddenly, Luke Thon shoots straight up. A ridiculous blinding golden light totally explodes across the entire room. Our guy quickly throws his shirt on, casually noticing he definitely got taller. Outside, Kong Tin, Hin Chi, and Jia Hao Nian are literally shaking, refusing to believe their own eyes. Hin Chi is angrily grinding his teeth together. Why? How is this guy so insanely strong that I don't even have a tiny shred of hope to catch up? No, scratch that. He is on a terrifying power level I cannot even begin to comprehend. Seriously, why him? If the edgy guy can't process it, Kong Tin and Jia Hao Nian definitely cannot. Those two are just standing there totally deflated, completely out of words. Taking in this whole crazy scene, even his future wife, Dong Tin Tuyet, has to sigh in pure admiration. Luke Thon, you actually surpassed me in less than 2 short months. That is just terrifying. Suddenly, General Du shouts his name across the room, leaving our overpowered hero totally confused. General Du's booming voice echoes again. Take my attack, because you know, the older the fighter, the harder they punch. And this veteran is definitely not messing around. Intense blue energy violently explodes all over the old guy's entire body. Dong Tin Tuyet totally panics, screaming, Commander, wait! But our boy Luke Than? He is just smirking, radiating pure confidence as actual fire surrounds him. So what do we do next? The kid quickly clenches his fists, drops into a fighting stance, and lets those fierce flames burn wild. All right, you and I are about to see something wild. Commander Du is secretly thrilled this kid has that legendary aura. Boom! The clash sends Marrow Room operators running for their lives. The shockwave is absolute madness. Xingzi stares in shock. Wait, are two Grandmasters fighting? Our guy Lu Sheng gets blasted backward. He skids a crazy distance, totally stumbling around. Then our young hero looks up. Commander Du, your force was way too insane. I only just hit level 4. He lands on his feet, looking completely confused. Level 4? Ha! Golden bones, jade muscles. You look like a grandmaster with 500,000 combat power. Kid, you seriously claim you just hit level 4? Lu Sheng shrugs. But I really did. Suddenly, Commander Du snaps, completely losing his patience. I do not care about your level. You drained almost 1.5 billion of my mutant marrow fluid. One punch was letting you off easy. Want another one? The whole marrow room is an absolute disaster zone right now. Lu Sheng is sweating serious bullets. Watching Lu Sheng block that strike, Qin Shaojun literally grabs his head, jaw dropping. Hold up, is this a joke? Commander Du is a literal level 7 grandmaster. A direct punch packs 1,000,000 combat power, yet Lu Sheng just completely neutralized it. Kong Qing, Jia Haoran, and Xing Ji are pouring sweat. Kong Qing's eyes roll back, and all three stand there with jaws unhinged. Meanwhile, Lu Sheng struts away looking handsome and totally badass. Jia Haoran points with a shaky finger, looking ready to cry laugh. Ha ha ha, we really have to compete against this monster? No one has ever heard of a gleaming general star being this wildly terrifying. Kong Qing looks ready to pass out, soul leaving her body. Deng Qingshui sneaks a peek at Lu Sheng while Instructor Qin talks. This Lu Sheng kid is actually stronger than me now, and he is only 18. He hasn't even taken the national exam yet. Suddenly, Qin Shaojun's eyes bulge out. Wait. Hearing this, Dong Qingsui pauses to think for a second. Looking completely satisfied, she announces with absolute confidence, the dragon climber this time is definitely Lu Sheng. Xingji still looks slightly crushed. Ha! He knew he was weaker, but he never expected the gap to be this insane. 500,000 combat power? A level 4 guy swinging with peak level 6 strength? What happens when he hits level 5 or 6? His combat power will smash straight through 1,000,000, way beyond any regular Grandmaster limits. Plus, he already unlocked his Grandmaster will. The dude's path to absolute greatness is fully paved. Honestly, you and I both know our boy Lu Sheng is just too terrifying. Xing Ji crouches down, questioning reality. Is the gap between them and him really this hopelessly massive? Nearby, Lu Sheng acts shy around veteran Commander Du. Scratching his head, he asks, I absorbed 1.5 billion? Haha, Commander Du is way too generous. Heh, the commander glares back seriously. Humph, whatever. When you hit the battlefield, just kill plenty of mutant beasts. Do not waste my Eastern Military Region's precious marrow fluid, got it? Lu Sheng flexes his confidence. That is an absolute given. Going to the battlefield and crushing enemies is my mission. Since I use so many resources, I will definitely contribute more strength. Commander Du smiles, totally pleased. Haha, handling your duties without slacking off, very martial-like. He turns his back, laughing out loud. Next time we meet, you'll probably be a grandmaster. I cannot wait for that day. Future wifey Dong Qingshe walks over and tells Lu Sheng the Qiming General Star event is finally wrapped up completely. Now he can focus purely on the national exam. She caringly asks where he will apply. He replies, Instructor Dong, got any epic recommendations? Clearly, Lu Sheng totally missed her subtle hint. She offers her honest advice. With your current crazy strength, you can pick literally any martial arts university in the Dragon Kingdom. Around here, Dongning is best. Since you are from Dongning Province, heading there means you score massive privileges and epic benefits. He rubs his chin, eyes wide with thought. Dongning University? Wait, isn't that her old school? Dongqing Shui keeps talking. If this was a month ago, I would absolutely tell you to go there. She raises a finger, looking crazy confident. But right now, I highly suggest hitting the capital. Because the capital holds 7 sacred martial universities, it is the true birthplace of Dragon Kingdom's martial arts. Every elite martial genius in the whole country gathers right there, a true hub for hidden dragons. Using some intense body language, she makes her point. If you smash the Sacred Tower record there, you could even catch the Martial Saint's eye. All right. You and I know joining the Martial Saint sect practically hands you a level 8 Grandmaster ticket. Our guy Luke Thane gets super curious and blurts something out. Dong Tin Tuet just shoots him a serious frown. She drops the lore. Martial Saints are the literal peak of this world. Crazy, unimaginable power, absolute authority, and they even boss around the entire military and nation itself. She breaks it down for him. The Dragon Nation only has 3 level 9 Martial Saints, Triu Kuk, Damtrung Nuk, and Lam Tring Nuyet, total absolute legends of power. Luke Thane starts sweating bullets, his brain working on pure overdrive. His system says level 9 is the absolute maximum cap right now, meaning these martial saints are the undeniable apex predators of the entire world. Dongtin Tuyet sighs. She tells him she cannot make this massive choice for him because she feels it. Looking at our boy with insanely high hopes, she predicts his future goes way past everyone else, matching even the saints. That makes Luke Thon sweat even harder. He definitely did not expect his strict instructor to hype him up to the actual moon. His eyes turn dead serious. Level 9, Martial Saint? He literally has 3 level 11 supreme techniques. Beating a saint is totally guaranteed. Nearby, Tan Tu Quan listens and thinks her expectations are completely wild. Like, Luke Thon is only level 4 right now, rivaling a level 9? But then he quickly checks himself. Nope, maybe his own vision is just painfully low. That kind of monstrous talent is totally unheard of, so who actually knows? Dong Tin Tuyet keeps dropping facts. The military's absolute highest rank is only a level 8 Grandmaster. A level 9 Martial Saint? Not a single one exists there. Luke Thon is completely confused. Why not? It is just a 1-level difference. Can the entire military really not boost someone up to break through? Tan Tu Quan walks over and chuckles. It is nowhere near that simple, kid. Just making a level 8 Grandmaster completely drains all of the military's top-tier resources. Nobody even knows how much insane cash level 9 requires. The gap between 8 and 9 is literally a totally unimaginable cosmic joke. Dongtin Tuyet gets super serious. Producing a level 9 is her ultimate old dream, and the military's biggest goal. She stares right at him. As an Eastern District Lieutenant Colonel, she strongly advises him to officially stay in the East. That way, he probably joins the military later, but she warns their huge dreams should never become chains holding him down. His path has to be decided entirely by him alone. Hearing this, our totally flustered MC suddenly remembers that crazy fake wedding photo of them. He sweats buckets, looking down with a huge sigh. Then he clenches his fists, looking totally confident. He warmly thanks Instructor Dong Tin Tuyet for caring so much. Just like he promised Du Su Toa, stepping onto the battlefield to protect the nation is a fighter's lifelong duty. He swears he will absolutely never forget the Eastern District's massive support and care. Dong Tin Tuyet feels incredibly happy hearing those words. Then her cheeks flush a super adorable shade of red. Now stick with me here, this gets funny. She mutters he is dangerously handsome. Meanwhile, Tan Tu Quan watches them both turning into massive red tomatoes, totally confused. Instructor Tan's mouth drops into a massive O. He covers it, teasing about what kind of spicy scene makes him blush too. Dong Tin Tuyet quickly changes the subject. The selection is totally over. With college exams days away, she tells him to go pass the Psychic Association test to easily log into the Star Network. Luke Thane nods with a smile. He will pack up and head out immediately. As he leaves, she hesitates, clearly holding words back. Once Luke Thane is gone, Tan Thu Quan walks over to poke the bear. He totally teases her. They have known each other for years, and he has literally never seen her make a face like that. Does she actually have a massive crush on Luke Thane? Dong Tin Tuyet nervously pokes her tablet, aggressively denying his absolute nonsense. No feelings at all. Yeah, right. That is completely unbelievable. Next second, Instructor Tan gets hilariously smacked, sporting 2 massive bumps, while Instructor Dong furiously storms off. She sprints to hide behind a random wall. Her face burns bright red like a tomato again, her brain totally screaming Luke Thon's name. Oh my god. They say when a girl says no, it definitely means yes. Next day, a helicopter hovers super low in Dongnin Province airspace. The engine absolutely rears, shaking the entire area. Inside are Dongtin Tuyet, Luke Thon, and Instructor Tan. The chopper door slides open, letting wild winds blast right in. Between the howling wind and that insanely loud roaring engine, trying to hold a normal conversation is practically impossible. Dongtin Tuyet shouts from behind, asking if he is seriously dropping here. Our boy stands right at the edge and yells back. Perfect spot. All right, folks. Dong Qingshui is totally stressing over her boy Lu Sheng and throws out a suggestion. She says to let the chopper drop lower so she can lower a rope. But our boy Lu Sheng is completely clueless about her feelings. The dude just casually replies that he doesn't need it. Then he literally leans back, waves his hand, and says bye to Instructor Dong. Like, seriously, bro? Instructor Chin is sitting right there in the chopper, but our guy only bothers to say goodbye to his future wife. Classic move. Seeing Lu Sheng just drop like a rock, Qing Shui panics hard. She literally risks her life leaning straight out the chopper door to check on him. Looking down from up there, Lu Sheng looks like a tiny bug falling into a massive forest. Falling super fast, he is almost at the ground. Instructor Chin watches this absolute madman stunt and screams, "Damn, does this crazy kid have a death wish or something?" They are at least 200 meters up in the air. And guess what? The dude does not even have a parachute on his back. Qing Shui quickly tries to calm Chin down while desperately trying to chill herself out too. Deep down though, she is low-key freaking out over Lu Sheng. She tells him it is fine, he will not fall to his death, reminding him that Lu Sheng is actually way stronger than her. Hearing Qing Shui say that actually makes Qin Shaojun finally relax just a little bit. True, but the kid is still completely unhinged. Lu Sheng plummets fiercely from the sky, his entire body glowing in this crazy, blinding golden aura. Down in the woods below, there is a little kid and a guy walking around. The kid spots this insane meteor man and just points up, totally speechless. The older dude shields his eyes to see what the heck is going on. Terrified, the kid grabs onto his arm for dear life and asks him what it is. Wow, is that Superman? Meanwhile, Lu Sheng is just tearing through the air, his power exploding even wilder. Squinting up in total shock, the guy in orange replies, "No, that is a martial artist, and an absolutely overpowered one at that. At least tier 6, maybe even a martial arts grandmaster." While flying, Lu Sheng just feels his entire body, his skin, his muscles, everything, his bones, and even his internal organs, undergoing a massive transformation. He has completely surpassed any normal tier 4 limits. His natural defense stats? Straight up terrifying. Way more broken than a tier 5, or honestly, even a tier 6 fighter. A water drop from this high would smash into pieces. A rock would do the same, but not this guy. He is about to straight up shatter the earth. Boom. A massive shockwave rocks the entire ground, sending thick dust flying everywhere. That is the exact moment Lu Sheng touches down. Our boy is completely protected by his blinding golden aura while a massive dust cloud billows out around him. When the smoke finally clears, there he is. Lu Sheng standing like an absolute boss, with a giant crater left right behind him. He stares off into the distance at Dongning City. His body moves, and after hitting tier 4, pure kinetic energy spreads through his veins. Even now, his internal energy just keeps infinitely generating. He jumps down, thinking to himself that it will probably take a whole month to fully produce all this energy. But here is the weird part. His energy is actually gold, while every other fighter has zero color to theirs. Like Yufei said before, golden bones, jade muscles. It is the literal image of a grandmaster, proving just how overpowered his immortal golden body is. Lu Sheng chuckles, completely loving the sick golden light effects every single time he strikes. This is honestly peak style right here, just absolutely epic. Top tier stuff. Anyway, Dawning Province is right ahead. Gotta rush to the Spiritual Master Association to finish the evaluation, so logging into the Star Web becomes easier. Rumor has it, a good score even adds bonus points to the big exam. The second he thinks that, Lu Sheng zooms off. The guy in orange and the kid catch this exact moment. Both are literally shaking, jaws on the floor, unable to believe their own eyes. Cold sweat everywhere. He is way too young. Seriously, this kind of thing is fundamentally impossible. That kid definitely had to use some crazy high-tech gadgets to fall from the sky and survive without a scratch. But before they can even process it, Lu Sheng vanishes. The guy in orange is so stunned he cannot even process reality anymore, so he straight up lies to the little kid just to make things sound somewhat logical. There is no Superman kid, they are just filming a movie. Meanwhile, our boy Lu Sheng arrives at the Spiritual Master Association in record time. Besides the guy standing next to him, there are 2 girls and a bald old dude taking the test. Seeing the bald dude messing with a purple orb and some weird energy, Lu Sheng figures this must be the actual exam. The orb suddenly turns pink and just keeps wobbling wildly right between the bald old guy's trembling hands. He is sweating bullets, muttering that he is so close and not to touch it. Boom. The orb instantly smacks into the blue barrier and cracks into pieces. It turns purple again and sadly rolls across the floor. The bald dude grabs his head and screams about failing again. Little Lee stands right there, holding a pen to record the bad score. The old man's eyes roll back, looking completely and utterly crushed. That was literally his 6th try. Lee turns around and bluntly tells the bald guy that at his age, a breakthrough is basically impossible, so just go home. Do not even bother coming back next time. Lee coldly announces that it is Fei-Fei's turn next, adding that this is her 3rd attempt too. Seeing Lee totally judge her for failing so much, Fei-Fei instantly snaps back with maximum attitude. So what? What does that have to do with you? She basically goes, look, I hit level 1 at 20. Failing level 2 at 25 is completely normal, right? Yeah, sure, whatever helps you sleep at night. Then she actually points at this bald dude and yells, that old guy is almost 50, totally different vibe. Little Lee just hits her with a flat, okay, he is so not dealing with her drama right now. All right, move it. But then she completely freezes. Wait a second. Who is this new kid? Jing Xuan immediately chimes in. He was personally recommended by Lieutenant Colonel Dong Qing from the Eastern District. So, play nice and say hello. Xu Fei checks him out and literally gasps. So young, and he is a psychic too? Seriously. When you are this good-looking, girls will literally obsess over you anywhere. She takes one look at our boy Lu Sheng and starts aggressively winking. She literally props her chin up, staring at him for an uncomfortable amount of time without even blinking. In her head, she is totally screaming, okay, but this little bro is actually super hot though. Then she leans right in to hit him up. Hey there, little bro. I am Shui Fei. Cannot believe someone your age is already a psychic. First time taking the test? If you need anything at all, just ask your big sis here. I can teach you everything. Lu Sheng just hits her with the coldest thanks. Then he asks, it is my first time. Was that whole mess earlier the actual test? Shui Fei immediately jumps into explanation mode. Spot on. There are 3 parts total. First, a machine checks the raw power and purity of your psychic energy. After that, it is all about the actual control test. All right. You and I are about to see something wild. You get a time limit to thread every single heavy iron ball through a glass wall without touching. Get this, that glass wall is paper thin. One tiny tap from solid iron, and boom, shattered completely. The last guy only needed to pass 1 single layer. But our girl here? She is level 2, meaning she has to survive 5 whole layers. Shui Fei sighs super hard. You level 1s have it insanely easy. Level 2 is literally going to be the death of me. Oh heaven, please let me pass this stupid exam today. I refuse to take this a 4th time. Then, Xiao Li suddenly yells, Shu Fei, you are up. She slowly shuffles forward, muttering that she is coming. Look at that completely deadpan, serious face. She steps up and slaps her hand onto this weird rock, radiating this intense, glowing yellow light. The screen flashes instantly. Mental power is 11.33. Affinity is 1.02. Her face immediately lights up with pure joy. Phew, target reached, baby. Xiao Li nods and says, not bad at all. Basic power is cleared. Now it is just raw control. Xiao Li guides our nervous girl to the final step. Pointing straight at the marbles and glass layers, she announces the classic old-school test rules. Control 15 solid iron spheres through 5 totally fragile glass layers. Lu Sheng watches like a hawk, absorbing everything. Xiao Li whips out a timer. You have exactly 20 seconds. Shui Fei squeezes her eyes shut, looks totally hyped, and yells begin. Her eyes suddenly snap open, glowing with wild pink energy. Lu Sheng watches her and thinks, oh, so that is how it works. Moving 15 heavy iron weapons at once? For a level 2 mental master, that is incredibly stressful. She starts pushing the marbles toward the glass. You and I know she has to stay ridiculously calm here, because even the tiniest wobble from that heavy iron will shatter the fragile glass completely. Plus, juggling 15 different spheres at the exact same time requires insane, absolute precision. This is seriously not a walk in the park. Right now, she is locked in absolute focus mode. The iron spheres are creeping closer and closer to that first glass barrier. Her bright pink aura wraps tightly around every single sphere. They are inching super close to the first layer, and she is already sweating bullets. The metal spheres slowly pass through the first glass layer, and Shui Fei is absolutely thrilled. Nice. First layer down. She locks in, totally focused, and ready to keep this exact momentum going like a boss. Second layer? Crushed it. She adjusts her stance. Third layer? Easy money. Now that our girl has smoothly cruised right through 3 layers of glass without breaking a sweat, Shui Fei is hyped. She's thinking, just one more layer, layer 4, and she officially levels up to a 2nd-tier spiritual master. She can almost taste it. Right at this exact moment of absolute peak excitement, while her ego is literally touching the sky, Xiao Li drops a brutal reality check like ice water straight to her face. First test time is completely up. Total failure. The iron spheres just drop to the floor. Fei Fei is left panting, super salty and frustrated, like absolute garbage luck. But hey, a second later, she snaps right back into the zone. Phew, whatever, that was just a quick warm-up round anyway. Let's run it back. She focuses up and starts controlling the spheres all over again. Meanwhile, Lu Sheng has been chilling in the back, just watching this whole show. Our guy mutters to himself, kinda interesting, honestly. Xiao Li looks at her and asks, "You ready for this?" Round 2 is officially a go, and Shui Fei drops into her starting stance. And begin. Same annoying glass layers as before. Shui Fei is intensely locked in, guiding those spheres straight through the very first layer like it's absolutely nothing. Her fists are clenched tight. Yes, keep going, push it to the absolute limit. Then she speedruns those spheres right past layer 2, layer 3, and boom, layer 4. With 12 whole seconds left on the clock, we actually have a real chance here. She carefully maneuvers the iron spheres for the final push. Alright, picture this. 15 spheres zip straight toward the glass, squeezing right through those little round holes. Suddenly, a loud crack echoes out. Yep, huge ugly fractures instantly spiderweb straight across the glass panels. Shui Fei screams in total panic. Her eyes go totally dead, and her jaw literally drops. Her legs turn to absolute jelly, and she just flops down, hitting the floor hard in pure defeat. Even those metal spheres drop to the ground, looking totally depressed. She just sits there, sadly mumbling to herself, "Man, I failed it again." Xiao Li instantly jumps in, asking, "Hey, you want to give it another shot?" But honestly, Shui Fei has absolutely zero patience and zero energy left to keep trying. So she just hangs her head sadly and mutters, "Nope, I am still way too weak. There is basically no way I can ever pass this test." Suddenly, our boy Lu Sheng chimes in from behind her. "Nah, you can definitely pass this," he says, jumping right into a super smooth and totally unprompted lecture. "You actually have enough power to clear it. Your method is just totally wrong, honestly. Try using your brain a bit more. Do not just stare blindly at the front, look further ahead." Hearing this spicy roast, Shui Fei gets extremely curious and turns to ask Lu Sheng, "Huh? What the heck do you mean by that?" Lu Sheng instantly starts breaking down the exact details for his brand new older friend. "Your clunky method earlier was adjusting the position for each sphere right before hitting the glass. Only then did you push them through, before awkwardly readjusting every single sphere to match the holes on the very next glass panel. That way is not exactly wrong, but it takes absolutely forever, plus it drains way too much of your precious mental energy." What this test actually checks is a spirit reader's insane calculation speed. Right at the start, you must figure out exactly which hole every single iron sphere will fly through. Hearing Lu Sheng drop these truth bombs, Shui Fei's eyes fill with absolute intense stress. Lu Sheng just keeps talking. Then, treat each hole as a dot, connect one dot to the next, and boom, you have mapped out a totally complete pathway. All you gotta do is make those 15 spheres follow 15 different routes. Hearing this completely wild logic, Shui Fei is just absolutely mind-blown. Seriously, how does a basic level 1 kid know all this crazy stuff? Lu Sheng casually steps up, leans in to grab Shui Fei's hand, and asks, "Is not that way simpler?" Wow, what an absolute smooth opportunist. Shui Fei is completely caught off guard by this incredibly bold move, and she just awkwardly stammers back. Yeah, that actually makes total sense." Xiao Li, standing nearby, hears Lu Sheng's ridiculously flawless logic and just has to shout out loud, "You are super smart, dude, but doing it is definitely not that simple. Nobody can map out 15 paths that fast, while simultaneously calculating the exact distance of every single hole and the pass rate." Our edgy boy Lu Sheng instantly fires back. "You are totally wrong. For completely average people, this amount of math is probably huge. But for a spirit reader, it is an absolute joke." The second he finishes talking, Lu Sheng literally demonstrates it right there. Watch closely. That flex from Lu Sheng makes Shui Fei freeze up completely. He casually scoops out every single iron sphere from the box and says, "I am only showing you this once." Seeing absolutely every metal sphere float high into the air under his total command, Xiao Li severely panics. He is controlling all the solid iron spheres at once. Our guy Lu Sheng holds up 2 fingers, eyes glowing intensely bright, and just declares, "Let us go." Right after his extremely epic command, those heavy metal spheres soar even higher and instantly lock together into a perfect freaking cube shape. Next up, the spheres form a neat little line, pressing right up against the glass layers below. Then, they smoothly thread right through those round holes, one after another. In just a blink, every single ball has pierced through the first layer. Lu Sheng keeps on steering them like an absolute boss. A wildly blinding blue energy flares up extremely hard, radiating right from the palm of our teen hero's hand. Thousands of iron spheres prep to pierce through. Not just one pane, not 10, but over 50 layers of glass all at once. For our boy, this is seriously just a total walk in the park. Lu Sheng casually calls back all the metal spheres and smirks, saying, The logic is actually super simple, just execute it in order. Seeing Lu Sheng pull that off so insanely fast, Shui Fei literally turns into a statue. He casually turns his head and asks, "Excuse me, how many seconds did that take?" Xiao Li is practically shaking as she stutters, 11. Wait, no, exactly 10 seconds. Both she and Jing Xuan are just staring with massive bug eyes. Our guy Lu Sheng puts hands on his hips and replies, "For a first attempt, that was decent enough." Those exact words, very first time, make our blonde girl Shui Fei flinch incredibly hard as she loudly yells out, "Wait, your first time?" Lu Sheng spins around, staring intensely right into the poor girl's soul, and casually asks, "Well, did you get a really good look at that?" Her huge round eyes are basically sweating cold bullets, and inside her head, she is completely worshipping this absolute god-tier skill. Then she forces a super bright smile and cheerfully replies, "I saw it, but how the heck do you actually do it? I seriously do not understand." Staring at Lu Sheng, she secretly thinks it feels exactly like a crazy street magician performing wild magic right in front of her very face. Even though she can perfectly see every single move he makes, she still has absolutely no clue how it ends up looking so ridiculously magical. Xiao Li is literally sweating buckets, analyzing this whole flex. Guys, in 10 seconds, he steered a massive swarm of spheres through a dozen glass panes and 1,000 tiny holes. That demands a giant mountain of calculations so absurdly complex, you honestly would not even know where to begin doing all the freaking math. Xiao Li frantically whips around and tells Jing Xuan next to her, "Quick, hurry up and get President Jiang over here right now. Something totally insane just happened." "All right, you and I are about to see absolute madness." The guy simply replies, "Yes." Cut to the president's office. Bald old man Jiang is looking totally miserable. His cards are complete garbage. Being on a team with someone like you is just my rotten luck. He grinds his teeth, absolutely salty. Damn it! Even with level 4 mental power, I still cannot become the god of gamblers. Suddenly, that young guy sprints to President Jiang's room. No knock, no warning, he just aggressively shoves the door wide open. He screams in total panic, "President, urgent news! You need to check the computer data right now." The old man snaps back, "Why are you panicking so much?" He clicks the computer to check. Immediately, he jumps back and blurts out, "What?" Then the guy whispers right into his ear. It happened exactly like this, and ended like that. Hearing this, the old man starts sweating buckets and asks, "Is this a joke?" Jingswan grabs the screen and continues, "Why would I lie to you? That guy named Lu Sheng is about to start his mental power index test. Just look at this." Right through the glowing computer monitor, President Jiang watches Lu Sheng place his hand on the golden stone for the mental test. Instantly, a massive beam of light erupts straight from Lu Sheng's palm, blindly illuminating the entire area. Those two girls literally have to cover their eyes. The light intensity is just way too overpowering. Old Jiang bites his nails, totally confused. What is up with this crazy glowing light? Suddenly, the results pop up. Mental intensity 435.87, mental purity 126.02. The insane results leave our two girls with literal question marks over their heads. Their eyes are wide open in pure shock. Shui Fei points at the machine, looking incredibly suspicious. Is this stupid machine completely broken? These stats are absolutely, ridiculously terrifying right now. Xiao Li breaks into a cold sweat, thinking hard. The guild's purity standard for a level 1 mental master is 1. Even a level 4 master only ever scores a 10. Our own president is literally just a level 4 mental master. Meanwhile, the guy standing right in front of them has the face of a high school student. Staring at Lu Sheng, she is completely stunned. His purity level is more than 20 times higher than a normal level 4 master. What does this even mean? Is this actually allowed? Haha, this is straight up magical illusion territory. At this exact moment, President Jiang sprints from his office down to the testing room. He is already screaming from a mile away. Xiao Li, arriving completely out of breath, he points at the machine. "Xiao Li, check if the machine is busted. Do we need to fix this thing?" Xiao Li quickly fires back. "President, the testing machine is perfectly fine. It just tested those other two accurately. If you do not believe me, test yourself." Lu Sheng crosses his arms and innocently asks, "Is there some kind of problem with the stats?" Old Jiang immediately waves both hands, denying everything. "Honestly, you and I can see the old man is still trembling in pure terror inside," he says. Mr. Lu, we meant absolutely no offense. It is just that your results are insanely terrifying. It is simply so hard to believe. Please tell me, are you the hidden heir of some level 7 Grandmaster or a level 8 Supreme Master?" The young man Lu Sheng answers with total honesty. "I do not have a ridiculously powerful family like that. I am just a kid born into a totally average home. You are President Jiang, right? Please start the final testing phase." At this point, old Jiang has to use a towel to wipe his sweaty forehead. "Mr. Lu, your power is already this insane. Do you really need the final test? Isn't this just getting a little too troublesome now?" Lu Sheng instantly replies with absolute confidence. Not troublesome at all. It is just a simple, easy little test. But the second he finishes speaking, our guy starts controlling the iron balls. Seeing this, Xiaoli frantically clicks her stopwatch and shouts, "Start the timer." The time is 1.88 seconds. The spheres rapidly follow each other, zooming perfectly along the test's pre-drawn path. It looks insanely twisty and winding. They smash past the glass layers so incredibly fast, shaping up like a ridiculously powerful azure dragon. The time hits exactly 2.0 seconds, but Lu Sheng is fiercely determined to go even faster. The chained spheres easily shoot straight through the tiny holes in the glass. The time is now 4 seconds. In a flash, every single ball completely pierces through. Young Lu Sheng watches this with unbreakable confidence. My second time operating this is definitely a little more skilled now. The time probably hasn't even reached 5 seconds, right? Holding the stopwatch, Xiaoli replies. 4.5. It really is under 5 seconds. Her hands clicking the watch are completely trembling under pressure. Xue Fei continues shaking violently, her mouth just constantly mumbling to herself. This operation is several times harder than before, yet the completion time is actually shorter, and his only excuse is that his second attempt was slightly more practiced? Haha, looking at how ridiculously calm he is, this is clearly not even close to Lu Sheng's absolute limit. President Jiang's jaw literally drops to the floor. This raw power is at least approaching Grandmaster level mental control right now. I feel like 100 rocket poker hands just slapped me in the face. I don't even know how to describe it. Basically, an unbeatable, flawless winning hand. He heavily sighs. Ah, the new waves of the Yangtze River truly push the old waves forward, only for the old waves to die on the beach. Holy crap, this kid is a total monster. The next generation is way too overpowered, completely crushing the old one. He then timidly tells Lu Sheng, "Mr. Lu, your power has been completely recognized by our guild. Stick around, guys. He's just getting started." "All right, you and I are jumping right into the madness. I will personally craft your certificate and issue your official badge," the old man chuckles, rubbing his hands together like a cartoon villain. "However, our branch here can only officially certify up to a level 4 psychic master. To go higher than level 4, you would actually need to visit the main association up in the capital. Does that work for you?" Lu Sheng just scratches his head. "Yeah, sure, whatever. And hey, Chairman Jiang, don't sweat it too much. I'm literally just a high school student studying for the big college exams." Hearing that casual flex, the poor old man basically suffers a mental breakdown on the spot. Xue Fei is sweating buckets, practically stammering as she asks the million-dollar question. "Mr. Lu, how old are you exactly?" Our boy answers instantly. "I am 18. What else would I be? Did you guys seriously think I just looked like a normal high schooler but was actually some ancient monster who lived for hundreds of years?" Lu Sheng gleefully bounces on his heels, super excited. 18. Young, fresh, and perfectly healthy. Ha ha ha. Xue Fei blushes furiously and snaps back at him. "Wait, how did you even know what I was thinking?" The teen just shakes his head playfully. "You need to stop reading so many ridiculous fantasy novels." Then he crosses his arms. "I've got the National College entrance exams in 2 months. Honestly, if this official Psychic Master certification didn't give me bonus points for my exams, I wouldn't have bothered coming here to test." Xue Fei shoots Lu Sheng a glance. Looking absolutely adorable in her flustered state, she carefully asks our overpowered main character a question. "I still have one last chance to retest. Should I even bother trying again?" "Of course you should. You totally still have the potential to pass this thing. Just relax." The moment he says that, the bold teen completely wraps his arms around her from behind. Wow, he is shamelessly taking advantage here. This move makes Xu Fei jump, her face turning super red. She feels embarrassed, but whatever, she just rolls with it. Lu Sheng casually holds her waist with one hand and grabs her hand with the other, smoothly guiding her. "Look, just feel the sphere like this." Feeling his grip on her hand, Xue Fei's heart starts absolutely hammering in her chest. She is definitely thinking about how this kid is way too smooth for his age. After getting that hands-on personal instruction from Lu Sheng, Xue Fei suddenly finds the mental focus to cleverly manipulate those floating spheres like a total pro. In no time at all, Xue Fei watches the iron spheres pierce through multiple layers of glass and gets insanely excited. "Oh yeah, I actually managed to pass the test too." Xue Fei is overjoyed, flashing a huge bright smile as she turns to look back at Lu Sheng. The teen smiles back and says, "See, it wasn't actually that hard." "No, it's just because you're an amazing teacher." Chairman Jiang happily joins the hype, loudly announcing, "Congratulations to you both for successfully passing the evaluation. We absolutely must grab a celebratory dinner tonight." To celebrate Dongning Province giving birth to its second ever level 4 psychic master, the young Lu Sheng steps forward to shake old Jiang's hand and thank him. But we really don't need to do the whole dinner thing. However, seeing the pure, sparkling enthusiasm and intense hospitality radiating from both of their glowing eyes, Lu Sheng is immediately forced to reconsider his escape plan. He has literally no choice but to accept old Jiang's invitation. Sigh. All right, fine, I'll go. Both old Jiang and Shui Fei basically erupt into cheers of joy upon hearing the young master finally accept their dinner offer. Then old Jiang drops another perk for his new VIP guest. Mr. Lu, our association actually owns an exclusive hotel specifically for hosting highly important individuals. Please go rest up for now. We will pick you up later tonight. Hearing this, Shui Fei enthusiastically volunteers. I have a car! Just leave picking up Lu Sheng to me. She places a hand over her heart, trying to look super reliable. Out in the parking lot, Xie Fei literally opens the door and gestures for Lu Sheng to sit. Yep, being ridiculously good-looking definitely gets you the absolute royal treatment. The teen casually says okay and hops inside the vehicle. Thank you. Old Jiang waves eagerly from outside. All right, we will see you both later tonight then. From inside the car, the teenager politely waves right back. Sounds good. See you later, Chairman Jiang. The car zooms off into the distance while old Jiang just stands there waving like a proud grandpa. The little car speeds down the road, easily zipping past other vehicles. As she drives, Xu Fei keeps blushing and secretly peeking at the young Lu Sheng through her rearview mirror. She thinks to herself, looking at him, he honestly just seems like any normal young guy. Who would have ever guessed this kid is actually a genius level 4 psychic master? Even the chairman of the Psychic Master Association treats him with crazy amounts of respect. He is so young, insanely handsome, has an amazing body, and his natural talent is just ridiculously terrifying. Stick with me here. After staring at the young guy, she clutches her head, remembering the usual spoiled trust fund kids she meets who only know how to shamelessly brag. They really are just a bunch of total absolute garbage, a bunch of walking trash cans. Just remembering their creepy I love you, Fei lines makes her physically sick. But while she is completely distracted thinking about Lu Sheng, Shui Fei suddenly realizes something terrifying. She nervously glances over at Lu Sheng, her entire face already breaking out into a massive, panic-induced cold sweat. Turns out, the handsome teen is also staring intensely right back at her with a very strange look. Shui Fei jumps, eyes wide, jaw dropping as she totally panics internally. Oh my god, Lu Sheng is totally staring at me right now. What does he mean by that look? Could it possibly be? She lowers her head, super tense. No way. I literally just met this guy not too long ago. But then, our girl suddenly gets a massive boost of absolute, undeniable self-confidence. Wait a minute, teenage boys going through puberty usually love older, pretty women. And honestly, I am pretty darn gorgeous myself. My figure is smoking hot, and I perfectly fit that mature older sister vibe. You know what? An older woman and a handsome younger guy is a classic romance combo. We can totally make this work. While busy dreaming about flirting with the young guy, Fei suddenly snaps back to reality and realizes something wild. All right, you and I are watching peak chaos. She slams the gas pedal, shooting her shot, while our clueless boy Luke Than just sits there totally confused. Tiat Phi refuses to lose in love or on the track. Whoosh! The car tears through the wind like an absolute rocket until screech. She suddenly slams the brakes hard. What an absolute mad driver. Her cheeks are glowing beet red, her brain practically smoking from overthinking this entire situation, as she stutters out her next words. We are here, Luke Than. But our dense main character understands zero about women. He just turns away, desperately trying to hop out of the car. Oh, thanks for the ride. Tiat Phi, still completely nervous and stuttering, tries to keep the conversation going. So, about what happens next, we have no clue if he caught the hint, because he instantly replies, All right, you need to run away now. Tiat Phi jumps in shock. Eyes wide, she turns to Luke Than and asks, Huh? Run? Why should I run? He calmly points out that she was totally speeding earlier, blew through 5 red lights, and oh yeah, there are literally 2 police cars chasing her right now. Tiat Phi panics, her eyes going blank white. Trying to flirt with this guy is proving to be an absolute nightmare. Our boy Luke Than bluntly adds, Yeah, even though you are a powerful telepath, maybe try driving safely next time. Totally embarrassed, Tiat Phi slams the gas pedal and speeds off, her voice loudly echoing from the fleeing car. Mr. Luke, I will come pick you up tonight. Scene cuts to his hotel room. The television screen flashes an image of Halin 2. Our guy mutters to himself, Halin 2 is actually doing a pretty great job. The news anchor reports, starting today, Bakha City's charity pharmacy will rebrand itself as Lin Than Pharmaceuticals. And get this, they are officially launching a brand new product called the Spirit Blood Formula, Halin. To confidently introduces, this single medicine will literally change our era. It completely redefines what a health tonic can do. The entire world's martial arts progression is about to enter an insanely new stage. Hearing these massive announcements from Ha Lin, to our guy just clicks his tongue in annoyance. Changing the company name and dropping a new drug without even telling him? Hello, he is literally the biggest shareholder owning 90% of it. Only then does Luke Thon check his phone. Turns out, he has a ton of missed calls from her. He was just too busy dealing with crazy drivers to notice. Okay, yeah, maybe that one is my fault. Feeling totally drained, our boy flops backward onto his hotel bed after an insanely exhausting day. He figures tomorrow he will head back to Baka City, dive into the dream world, and see exactly how massive this Linthan pharmaceutical company is destined to become. Once inside the dream world, tons of crazy data instantly pops up. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? Ha Lin, to actually has some serious skills. With just the basic version of the Spirit Blood formula on the market, she built a massive corporate empire worth hundreds of billions. It even became the absolute top dog in the medical industry. That is ridiculously impressive. Our guy is now looking at Ha Lin too with totally new respect. But wait. He suddenly spots something completely weird on the data screen. Now, you and I need to read this next part carefully. Under her personal info for husband, Eastern Military Region Lieutenant General, Luke Than. He reads that line and literally falls backward in pure panic. Huh? What the heck is this? Who out there is investigating my personal info like this? Staring at his own futuristic profile, he gets hit with total shock. Huh? What in the world? His wives are listed as Eastern Military Region Lieutenant Colonel Dong Tin Tuyet and Pharma Chairman Ha Lin Tu. His future rank? A literal Lieutenant General. He just mutters in total disbelief. Dong Tin Tuyet and Ha Lin Tu, I have two wives? The dude literally wants to bow down to this system, or honestly, just bow to his own insane life. What kind of total Chad does his future self become? Why does the marriage section keep throwing wild surprises at him? Give it some time. Is a third wife going to randomly pop up on this list too? After freaking out, he pats his chest, forcing himself to chill. Phew. Deep breaths. The future is unwritten. Anything can happen, and it will probably shift again soon anyway. Getting back to business, he commands the system. Right. AI, search for the Spirit Blood formula. But the AI violently rejects him. Your authority is insufficient. Cannot search for pharmaceutical recipes above level 5. Luke Thon just smirks. His crazy theory was totally right. Since he published the formula back in the martial arts year 300, 10,000 years of future development happened. It evolved from an absolute garbage-tier common potion into a ridiculously precious medicine ranked way above level 5. If that logic holds up, he just needs to keep dropping insane future knowledge into his current present timeline. That means human civilization gets an extra 10,000-year head start to research and massively upgrade those exact concepts. They can absolutely push everything to an unimaginable new height. So here is the million-dollar question for us. Could this butterfly effect actually stop the world from being completely destroyed in the future? He aggressively commands the AI to check world history. And boom, it changed. The timeline for humanity's total destruction has actually been pushed back by over a dozen years. That literally means dropping just one future medicine gave human civilization an extra decade of survival time. Imagine what else he can do with this broken cheat code. But what if he drops the 3 supreme martial arts manuals written by those legendary level 11 grandmasters? If he releases those massive secrets to the public right now, could he completely shatter humanity's destined doom once and for all? But the hype instantly dies in Luke Thon's eyes as he realizes the brutal truth. No. Forget about whether dropping those god-tier manuals into his current era would even guarantee humanity's survival. The moment he hits publish on those secrets, it would trigger absolute global chaos. The world's current power structure and social order would be brutally shattered in the literal blink of an eye. Let me tell you, if he dropped this knowledge now, society would totally lose its mind. Our guy and his family would be right in the middle of a massive hurricane. Heaven only knows what kind of absolute disaster that would cause. Thinking it over, Lu Sheng was sweating bullets. Plus, if he still could not save humanity's future after all that, then the absolute last spark of martial arts from 10,000 years in the future would be completely wiped out. Humanity's future would literally have zero hope left. Game over. Lu Sheng dropped right down to his knees. He realized the smartest play was to wait. Wait until he actually had enough raw power to completely control the situation, and only then slowly release those overpowered techniques. The weak humans of this 300-year martial arts era desperately needed a proper guide. Staring down at the entire city, our boy finally understood his massive responsibility. That ultimate guiding light? Yeah, it had to be him. Snapping awake from his dream, Lu Sheng was feeling completely confident. He hyped himself up, mostly because he actually had a date with a girl tonight. So the kid dressed to impress, throwing on an incredibly sharp and luxurious suit. He looked so incredibly handsome. All the ladies were definitely going to fall head over heels. Just as he was adjusting his outfit, it hit him. Oh crap. He still had not replied to He Lingsu's text messages yet, so he quickly whipped out his phone. He needed to get some new potion ingredients ready for her when he got back tomorrow. Our guy shot off a text to He Lingsu. I will be back tomorrow to prep the ingredients for 3 potion prescriptions. She just replied with a simple lazy cat sticker. But behind the screen, she was scowling incredibly hard, muttering to herself, this arrogant brat finally decided to text me back, opening his mouth only to demand potion ingredients, not caring about this company at all. Does he even know how hard I work? Furious, she angrily typed out a massive rant, calling him a labor exploiter, a greedy demon with a wicked heart, and a massive money hoarder. A guy whose eyes and brain were literally just stuffed completely full of cash. Just rotten to the core, a totally stupid pig, a shady merchant, an absolute villain, a bottomless greedy demon who only knows how to eat. Eat my foot, she sighed inwardly. It was totally hopeless. Why did she have to run into this absolute devil anyway? With dramatic tears totally streaming down her face, she pitifully deleted it all and just sent, I know. Suddenly, a crisp ding-dong echoed right outside Lu Sheng's room. Our boy stepped up and pulled the door open. Bam! Standing right there was Shui Fei, looking incredibly gorgeous, totally seductive, and as elegant as a high society princess. She gave a little wave with a totally radiant smile. Mr. Liu, I am here to pick you up. The party was completely ready. She had piercing eyes, shining blonde hair, and absolutely killer curves that could easily steal any young man's soul. Looking completely sharp and insanely handsome himself, Lu Sheng stepped forward. Just call me Lu Sheng. That whole Mr. thing feels super weird to me. Let us get going. Shui Fei took one look at him and instantly caught feelings, like Cupid literally shot her. Oh my gosh, he is way too handsome. They quickly hit the road together, arriving right at the big party. The massive center banner screamed, Congrats to Dongning Province Liangcheng for getting a brand new spiritual master. Lu Sheng scanned the room and saw the hall was absolutely packed with people. He leaned closer to Shui Fei. Was this not supposed to be a simple dinner? Why in the world are there so many people here? Shu Fei just flashed a huge, beaming smile. Do not let old Jiang's usual goofy attitude fool you for a single second. He is actually a massive big shot in Liangcheng. Honestly, this crazy crowd is just the downsized version after he tried to keep it low-key. Our boy Lu Sheng quickly grabbed a drink and shrugged it off. Fine. If the old man wants to throw a crazy party, let him go absolutely wild tonight. I am leaving the city tomorrow anyway. Meanwhile, the bald guy old Jiang was busy laughing it up with the ladies. Who knows what he was saying about Lu Sheng, but the girls were giggling like crazy. They looked totally amazed. Is that actually true? Mr. President, that sounds way too insane to be real. The old man instantly shot back. If I had not seen it with my own eyes, I would not believe it either. Every era really does have its own absolute geniuses. Just then, even more fancy girls started walking into the grand hall. 2 girls were strolling up from a distance, and would you look at that, one of them was actually Zheng Dandan. What a crazy coincidence. The purple-haired girl took a quick sip of champagne and whispered, Tonight is a seriously big deal. Just look over there. The mayor of Liangcheng, the Martial Arts Association president. I am telling you, literally everyone at this party tonight is a massive celebrity across all of Dongning province. She looked right at her friend. If our luck was not so insanely good, we never would have gotten through those doors. Mostly because the guy throwing this party has a terrifyingly huge background. It is Jiang Jinian, president of the Liangcheng Spiritual Master Association. She stared at the old man joking around over there. Do you have any idea how much more valuable a spiritual master is than a regular fighter? The purple-haired girl just kept rambling on and on, while the pink-haired Zheng Dandan stood there quietly listening. But hearing that specific title, she suddenly felt like something was totally off. Spiritual master? Wait, Lu Sheng totally said he was heading to the Spiritual Master Association. So she immediately turned to ask her purple-haired friend, All right, you and I are diving in. Tan Uyen, can you check if any Luke Than is here? Giving her a deadly yet curious glare, Tan Uyen fires back. Luke Than? Word on the street from Van Tu is that you are crushing hard on some random high school boy you met on vacation. Absolutely wild gossip. Trin Dan Dan flashes a bright, totally guilty smile. No way. Stop listening to Van Tu's nonsense. But Tan Yuyen is not buying it, literally pointing a finger right at her friend's face. Huh, you seriously think you can still fake it with me? You have been stubbornly camping out here in Luangthan instead of going back to school just to wait for that kid, right? While getting completely interrogated, Dan Dan just keeps nervously scanning the whole room, desperately trying to spot her boy, Luke Than. Tan Uyen casually swirls the wine in her glass and keeps talking. I heard he is crazy, handsome, comes from an insanely scary background, and even has ties to the Eastern military. Honestly, Dan, what do you even want me to say right now? Look, even if you grab some broke, totally average college guy to date, I honestly would not even care or try to stop you. Seriously, do what you want. We are young, dating a few random guys is whatever, because you are obviously going to dump them soon anyway. Just another sad name added to your long list of tragic exes. Rubbing Dan Dan's head like she is a lost puppy, she sighs. But catching feelings for a high schooler? Girl, did you seriously lose your mind? Dan immediately fires back, completely defensive. Luke Than is not just some ordinary high school student, okay? He is totally different. Tan Uyen rolls her eyes, frustratedly taking another sip of her wine. Not an ordinary student? Yeah, whatever. Do your thing. I am way too lazy to care. Tucking her hair back, Dan looks ridiculously sad, thinking to herself. Ever since Luke Than and I parted ways, I have been stuck waiting here in Luong Than. Just because he promised he would eventually visit Luong Than, I have literally been spamming him with so many texts like a crazy person, saying things like, "Are you there? Good night, good morning," or even nervously asking if he wanted to catch a late-night movie together. Typical thirsty stuff. But this dude has not replied or even left her on read. Could it be that she actually means absolutely nothing to him? Peak tragic romance right there. Suddenly, Tan Uyen slaps her shoulder, breaking the dramatic trance. Dan, why are you spacing out? You are my absolute bestie, so I am dropping this exclusive info for you. Then she leans right into Dan's ear, whispering the ultimate, crazy secret. Tonight's huge VIP party is actually celebrating the grand arrival of a level 4 spiritual master, someone exactly on par with Elder Jiang. Tan Uyen starts waving her hands around like a total maniac, exaggerating to make Dan understand. A massive VIP like that stomps their foot, and the entire Dongnin province literally shakes in pure terror. Now, here is where you and I need to pay attention. If an insane VIP like that notices us, both our families would absolutely skyrocket straight out of this world. But Dan's brain is completely empty except for Luke Than. Thinking this mystery VIP is actually him, she brightly smiles and asks, "Is this level 4 spiritual master super young?" Tan Yen just crosses her arms and blatantly replies, "Honestly, I have absolutely no clue. But considering Elder Jiang's fossil age for level 4, I bet this guy isn't super old, but definitely not young either. Just look around. So many older women showed up tonight, mostly pushing 40. The entire scene right now is absolutely packed with ladies. Barely one or two dudes, and a whole squad of middle-aged women hunting for a prize." Glancing around the crazy room, Dan realizes her friend actually makes sense. Sighing in defeat, she mutters, "Yeah, true, it is probably not him at all." Putting both hands fiercely on her hips, Tan Yuyen yells, Dan, why are you still obsessing over that annoying high school kid? Forget him entirely. Tonight we seriously need to treasure this golden opportunity. In our entire circle, besides you and me, literally nobody else is even qualified to step foot in here. But Dan's soul has already been snatched by Luke Than. Her body is physically here, but her mind is totally with him. Seeing her friend spaced out like a zombie, the purple-haired Tan Yen screams out, "Earth to Dan, I am literally talking right to you." Suddenly, Dan spots something that makes her eyes go wide as saucers. It is Luke Than. The very familiar image of a guy absolutely inhaling food like a machine appears right before her. Homeboy is eating like an industrial excavator, making the nearby waitress completely terrified and judging him with a super weirded out stare. But the crazy difference tonight? Luke Than looks significantly more handsome than usual, so his savage eating style is actually slightly toned down. A moment later, Luke Than turns around and casually waves hello. Dan instantly confirms it is really him. Seeing her dream boy, she completely ditches everything else. She tells Tan Uyen, "I am going for a walk by myself. I just saw a friend." A very confused Tan Uyen yells, Dan, where are you going?" Her friend keeps calling out to her. But Dan completely ignores her, sprinting straight toward Luke Than like a missile. The guy is just holding a plate of snacks. Dan happily stops to yell his name, but before she can even finish saying it, she violently hits the brakes. Out of absolute nowhere, Tiet Phi glides in, wrapping her arm right around Luke Than's neck and winking playfully. Seeing the blonde-haired Tiet Phi getting all painfully romantic with Luke Than makes Dan freeze like a statue. Her mood flips 180 degrees. She just stands there, face completely darkened, staring at the main characters in total confusion. Who the heck is that girl? Trin Dan's face is a complete mask of pure panic. Seriously, who is she? Could she actually be Luke Than's girlfriend? Just thinking about that makes Dan sweat nervously, violently grinding her teeth, terrified that her precious chance is completely gone forever. But there is zero chance she is giving up now. Trin Dan waves from afar with a forcibly bright smile. "Hey Luke Than, long time no see." She is definitely thinking to herself, if the flower is already claimed, I guess I will just smash the pot and steal it anyway. How could anyone just abandon a guy looking that insanely gorgeous? Hearing Dan call his name, the young man quickly turns around and raises his hand to wave. What a crazy coincidence you are still in Luong Than. Watch this. You and I can see his face totally light up for her, suddenly bursting with massive energy. Jung Dan steps right up to our guy, Lu Sheng. She just stares at him. In her mind, she's totally tripping because they haven't even been apart that long, yet somehow our boy has leveled up into this insanely mysterious dude she cannot even begin to figure out. Seriously, it feels like there is a 10,000-foot canyon between them now. Seeing some random cute girl enthusiastically walking up to greet Lu Sheng out of nowhere, Shui Fei gets super curious and asks, "Who is this?" Our slick guy Lu Sheng quickly introduces them. "This is Zheng Dandan, just a friend of mine. We met last month while traveling around Oxhead Mountain." Hearing this, Shui Fei instantly flashes a warm smile and politely greets her. "Oh, nice to meet you, Miss Zheng." "Hello." Right on cue, Dandan's bestie, this snobby girl, Xin Yuan, struts over holding a fancy wine glass. She smirks and asks, "Hey Dandan, who is this guy? Got a friend and didn't even introduce us?" Zheng Dandan quickly jumps in. "Lu Sheng, this is my absolute best friend in the world. And Xin Yuan, the guy standing right in front of you is the Lu Sheng I mentioned." Xin Yuan's eyes practically pop out of her head in shock. The dude standing in front of her is completely different from what she imagined. "Oh, so this is Lu Sheng? No wonder he is so incredibly handsome. Makes total sense why Zheng Dandan is acting completely obsessed and will not leave his side." Xin Yuan scans the room and quickly realizes the girl standing next to him is actually Shu Fei from the Shui family. Seeing this, her brain immediately starts formulating some seriously toxic, judgy thoughts about Lu Sheng. So that is how it is. No wonder a random high school kid got into this place. Turns out he is just using that pretty face. She judges our guy so hard right now, totally convinced he is just some spineless gold digger clinging to a rich woman's skirt. After jumping to these absolutely ridiculous conclusions, Xin Yuan drops some hilariously fake, totally insincere social pleasantries. "So you are the famous Mr. Lu. Dandan talks about you all the time. Meeting you today, you truly look like a dragon among ordinary men." Our boy Lu Sheng hears this fake nonsense and gets super annoyed. His expression completely darkens. "And you and I know exactly why the guy can literally read minds." Lu Sheng coldly replies with 2 words, "Hello there." Xin Yuan takes a smug little sip from her wine glass and asks, "Pardon my bluntness, but where exactly is Mr. Lu from?" Lu Sheng quickly fires back his answer, "White River City." When asked about his background, our guy gets brutally blunt. His family is actually super poor, so you would expect him to feel insecure. But nope. Staring straight into Xin Yuan's judgmental face, Lu Sheng smirks. "Next, you are probably going to ask about my parents, try to figure out my financial situation, and then conveniently ask how I even managed to get into this high-class party today, right?" Hearing her thoughts exposed, Xin Yuan literally freezes in pure shock. Lu Sheng flashes a highly sarcastic smile and continues, "It is exactly what you are thinking. I am just a normal student born into a completely average working-class family. I am fundamentally not on the same level as you wealthy elites. Coming to this fancy party was just an unexpected coincidence." Having dropped the mic, our guy waves his hand dismissively, turns around to leave, and says, "Stop acting out this cliché teen drama script. Chat amongst yourselves, I am out of here." Walking a few steps away, our boy Lu Sheng lets out a heavy sigh and thinks to himself, "Phew, I seriously hate these kinds of pretentious parties. Reacting like that in front of everyone? Maybe I was being a little too sensitive just now? But honestly, my family is the most precious thing in the world to me. I will never allow anyone to insult or hurt them." Watching this bizarrely intense reaction from Lu Sheng, Zheng Dandan just stands there frozen, completely lost for words. Both beautiful girls are just staring wide-eyed, jaws practically hitting the floor. Shui Fei is utterly stunned as she calls out, Lu Sheng!" She watches Lu Sheng walk away, completely baffled. Why is he reacting so intensely today? What in the world triggered him like that? This is way too weird. He is totally different from his gentle, warm self yesterday. She turns back to furiously glare at Xin Yuan, then quickly sprints after him. "Lu Sheng, wait for me." Meanwhile, Zheng Dandan is left stammering helplessly. Seeing her best friend still staring longingly after Lu Sheng, Xin Yuan gets super mad and practically yells, "Let it go, Dandan. A guy like that is fundamentally not worth your time or affection." Her eyes flash with absolute malice and pure anger. I hadn't even said anything bad yet, and his reaction was incredibly violent. Do you know what that actually proves to us? It proves he is feeling incredibly guilty and super defensive. He cares way too much about his status. He has absolutely 0 real skills, but his ego is massively inflated. To put it nicely, he is arrogant. To put it bluntly, he is completely pathetic. She tilts her head, glaring at Lu Sheng's back with utter disgust. "I have seen so many losers exactly like him. He is fundamentally not worthy of you at all. You definitely noticed that rich girl standing next to him earlier, right?" Watching the 2 figures walking away, Xin Yuan explains, "Her name is Shui Fei. You definitely already know about the powerful Shui family. Plus, I heard she already passed the level 2 spirit reader exam. Among the wealthy second-generation kids of Liang City, she is absolutely a famous heavyweight. You and I can see how suspiciously close they are acting. If you ask me, This Lu Shang definitely used his good looks or some shady trick to hook Xue Fei. That is the only way he got an invite to tonight's party. Xin Yuan then screams right into Zheng Dandan's face. You need to wake up right now, Dandan. He is nothing but a pathetic gold digger clinging to a woman for status. Open your eyes and see his true, ugly colors for what they really are. Zheng Dandan totally disagrees. She takes a step back in pure disbelief and says, What on earth are you even talking about? How could Lu Sheng possibly be that kind of person? Having ranted way too much, Xin Yuan sighs heavily a few times before catching her breath to continue. All right, you and I know the truth can be absolutely brutal sometimes. But hey, it is just a harsh reality that everyone eventually has to face. She basically drops the mic, telling her to figure the rest out. But no matter what crazy rumors people spread, our girl Dan Dan stays absolutely rock solid. In Trin Dan Dan's head, Lu Sheng is basically completely flawless. She denies the rumors. Lu Sheng, her precious Lu Sheng. Her eyes go incredibly wide as she stares at our main guy. To her, Lu Sheng is radiating pure glory, shining brighter than the actual sun itself. He is the ultimate hero who literally saved her life. Then Dan Dan starts furiously slapping her own cheeks just to wake herself up. Her face turns completely serious. She thinks she is losing her mind for actually doubting Lu Sheng and calling him some kind of a total wimp. Dan confidently spins back around to face Tan Yuyan. She swears that Lu Sheng is absolutely nothing like what those crazy rumors are saying. She literally talked until her throat went totally dry, but her best friend will not budge. Tan Uyen is sweating bullets and looks completely utterly confused. Dan, seriously, what is totally wrong with you? Right on cue, someone in the massive hall screams out, Look over there, President Jiang just showed up. Spotting old Jiang, Tan Uyen completely flips her mood. Smiling like a bright flower, she casually turns and says, Dan, forget about that wimp for a second. The hall is totally about to introduce the Tier 4 big boss, so you better quickly get yourself ready. From way across the room, old Jiang spots Lu Sheng and Fei Fei. Immediately, he marches right over to Lu Sheng and actually reaches his hand out first. Seeing this absolute madness, Tan Uyen completely drops her jaw in pure shock. Why on earth is President Jiang walking straight toward that alleged total wimp? Wait, is President Jiang actually greeting him? He smiles brightly and says, Mr. Lu, I am so sorry. I completely forgot that you dislike super crowded parties this much, Lu Sheng quickly responds. No worries at all. President Jiang has massive responsibilities, so helping out is absolutely fine. President Jiang lets out a huge sigh of relief. Phew, thank you so much for supporting me. Then he confidently steps right into the middle of the massive crowd. Everyone, please quiet down and listen up. He points straight at Lu Sheng and loudly makes an epic announcement. This right here is the absolute genius who just emerged at our very own Dongning Province Spiritual Master Association. A Tier 4 Spiritual Master, Mr. Lu Sheng, ladies and gentlemen. He laughs cheerfully and continues. Mr. Lu here is barely 18 years old. Honestly, standing next to a prodigy like him makes an old geezer like me want to just disappear. Oh man, all the girls in the room spot this young, super handsome Tier 4 Spiritual Master, and they absolutely lose their minds screaming in pure hype. A Tier 4 Spiritual Master? You and I know that is completely insane. Only 18 years old? And get this, he has not even taken the unified exam yet. Endless waves of crazy praise and absolute admiration flood in for our boy Lu Sheng. He is a totally outstanding hero and an absolute powerhouse talent. Watching all this unfold, Tan Uyen literally cannot even stand up anymore. She collapses straight onto the floor, jaw completely dropped, just stammering in absolute maximum shock. Wait, huh? Him? That guy? Dan finally speaks up. Tan Uyen, do you finally see it now? He is literally like someone walking among the stars. A legend shining as bright as the freaking sun. This is the real him. Dan just stares at Lu Sheng, absolutely head over heels in love. Now this is the real Lu Sheng. Finding out he is a Tier 4 Spiritual Master completely short-circuits her brain. She sits paralyzed on the floor, her eyes wide open in total bewildered panic. She honestly cannot believe her own eyes or ears right now. After a really long moment, she finally manages to calm down just a little bit. Her mind races, desperately thinking, how could it possibly be him? No way. I seriously need to somehow fix my massive embarrassing mistake from earlier. She desperately struggles to stand back up and frantically grabs her best friend by the shoulder. Dan, you have got to help me here. But Dan replies with a totally heartbroken face. Do you see that huge, crazy crowd over there? Everyone is literally begging him to take their business cards, but Lu Sheng is completely ignoring every single one of them. Literally everyone in front is bowing a full 90 degrees offering their cards. But honestly, our guy does not care about any of that stuff at all. Look at him just casually waving his hand and rejecting everyone. Even the most powerful and wealthy VIPs are getting completely shut down before they can even try. Do you really think you have a chance? With a super depressing sigh, Dan continues. Honestly, even for me, this entire crush is just a completely hopeless one-sided love. He is absolutely playing in a totally different league from us now. This romance was over before it even officially began. A little bit later, our young legend Lu Sheng finally escapes the party and hops right into a random taxi. Finally feeling like he can actually breathe again away from that suffocating party, our boy smiles cheerfully at the driver. Sir, take me straight to Baihe City. Rubbing his forehead, Lu Sheng lets out a heavy sigh. He seriously hates this fake social networking nonsense. He only showed his face just to be nice to President Jiang. Lu Sheng is just super happy to finally head home. Having his family and training martial arts is the exact kind of chill life he actually wants. You and I can easily see he is still just a regular high school student coming from a completely normal everyday family. The taxi driver speeds down the highway, and boom, they arrive back in his familiar Baihe City. The second he gets home, his mom happily throws open the door to welcome her boy. Oh, little Sheng, you are finally back. His mom smiles brightly, pointing at her absolute favorite golden child. Hurry up and sit down. Let me grab you a bowl and some chopsticks right now. Meanwhile, his incredibly stubborn little sister Lu Qing, he stares with huge wide eyes. Wait, big brother, when did you even get back here? His dad is literally grinning from ear to ear with pure joy. Little Sheng, you finally made it back. Watch this. Little sister Qinghe runs over, jaw literally on the floor, measuring herself against her brother in absolute shock. Bro, how did you get so insanely tall after just one trip? She gasps. This sibling dynamic, pure comedy gold. Our guy Lu Sheng hilariously strikes a pose, looking down at her. I barely grew at all. You just shrank, obviously, he laughs. What a menace. That completely shameless answer leaves poor Qinghe utterly speechless. She has absolutely zero comeback for that level of sass. Then Lu Sheng stares her down. School's on break, right? I'm checking your combat skills later. Don't tell me you forgot the warning text I sent before I left. Uh-oh, big bro mode activated. If you haven't improved, he clenches his fist, raising it with the most dangerously evil smile imaginable. Heh, those expensive martial arts resources he funded aren't a free ride. Suddenly, Mama Lu happily walks in, carrying a ridiculously massive bowl of steamed buns straight to her beloved son. Sit down and eat, sweetie. Lu Sheng's eyes literally sparkle at the sight of the food. Thanks, Mom. Tearing into a bun like a starving wolf, he glances at his dad. Hey, old man, that meat and medicine I stuffed in the fridge earlier. Are you actually eating it? His dad happily nods. Of course I am. But seriously, what kind of crazy magic tonics did you even put in there? He stares at his water cup, looking totally confused. I drink it every day instead of water. I feel insanely strong. Literally like I'm 20 years old again. That stuff must be crazy expensive, right? Having already inhaled half a bun, our guy quickly lies. Not at all. A buddy who owns a pharmacy just gave it to me for free. They specifically research middle-aged folks like you. You and Mom need to drink it religiously. Seriously, don't swap it back to normal water. I've got tons of it. Little do these parents know, their future daughter-in-law is a master pharmacist. They'll have so much magic water, they'll be swimming in it. Hearing this, Mom smiles warmly and replies, all right. Listen, sweetie, the big college exam is coming up fast. You don't need to travel anymore, right? Looking perfectly innocent, he hands his completely empty bowl back to his mom. Nope, no more traveling. I'm staying right here until exam day. By the way, Mom, can I please get another massive bowl of rice? And just like that, we're right back to the classic sibling food war. He instantly starts fighting his sister for scraps. Shoving food into his mouth, he snatches her plate. I need more. Don't blame me because your hands are slow. Mom sighs, telling them there's plenty left, while Dad just chuckles. Ha ha ha. Meanwhile, poor Qinghe just stands there completely helpless, watching her monster of a brother steal literally all her dinner. Bro, why are you stealing straight from my bowl? She complains. But completely ignoring her outrage, our guy easily inhales the entire thing. Then, he casually drops an absolute bombshell. Since we're free today, and this place is cramped, let's go check out our brand new house after we finish eating. That wild statement makes the other three family members flinch so hard, they all scream in perfect unison. Huh? He is totally a man of his word. After getting stuffed, he marches the whole squad over to the new property. Stepping inside, their jaws hit the floor. Wow, this is way too luxurious. Lu Sheng stands there, hands on his hips, absolutely beaming. I had someone buy this new house for us. What do you think? Dad immediately starts sweating about the money. The old house really wasn't that bad. This place looks insanely expensive, son. There is no way we can afford this burden. But Lu Sheng just smiles with pure confidence. Don't sweat it. These past few months, I've been joining all sorts of training camps and competitions. I racked up a massive amount of prize money. This is just a fraction of it. More cash is still hitting my bank account. Millions of dollars? Yeah, I've got plenty of that. Of course, he conveniently leaves out the part where he was piloting heavy combat mechas. Hearing these crazy numbers, Mom gets completely dizzy and screams. What? How much money did you just say? I'm hearing things, right? Dad looks incredibly suspicious. Little Sheng, you better not be joking around. And his little sister? She's just hilariously starry-eyed. Wow, big bro, did you seriously win that much money in just 2 months? Lu Sheng pats her head, grinning. Obviously. What, do you think I secretly went out and robbed a bank? He keeps rubbing her head, adding, all right, this epic new house officially belongs to us now. Mom, Dad, pack your stuff, we are moving in. Overwhelmed with happiness, his parents get super emotional. Literal tears stream down their faces. Our boy is bringing so much honor to our ancestors. The heavens are truly blessing us. Raising a son like this is the proudest moment of our lives. Now, you and I know playtime is over. Lu Sheng cracks his knuckles and glares at his sister. Qinghe, come with me. There's a training ground out back. Time to see your current power level. Terrified, she trembles and squeaks. Yes, big brother. Too impatient to walk, he hilariously grabs her by the head and just drags her along, completely helpless against her overpowered sibling. Qinghe wildly kicks and struggles, whining, ouch, 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 stop dragging me. Hitting the training ground, she strikes a totally fierce combat stance. Remember, her stats used to be way higher than his, so she flares her aura looking surprisingly intimidating. But Lu Sheng just stands there, totally unfazed. Stop striking stupid poses and attack me. Triggered, Qinghe channels all her energy into her legs and launches incredibly high into the air.